Welcome to another Wednesday of TLU. My name is John and
I'm Ash.
Ash, and yes, we are officially on Twitch. This is our first time only, well, technically, kind of our only first. I know it's a weird thing to say, but
Mhm.
this is our first time only on Twitch. We used to be on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. We would, do triple stream everywhere, multi-stream everywhere.
Multi-stream. Yeah.
I thought it was triple stream. That's so
No.
weird.
Like a triple decker.
Yeah. But yeah, we're officially only on Twitch. We're affiliates. We have finally achieved that status, and we are just gonna bring you the news, the good news over here. If you don't have a Facebook, if you don't have a Twitch account, and here I'm just saying that just because we might put it on YouTube so that people can watch this. If you don't have a Twitch account, it's super easy to make. It's just like making an Instagram, just minus the photos and the status. All you got to do is just, make an account and search for your channels. Actually, it's like a what do you like a streaming service. It is a streaming service,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, thank you for being here. If you're on Twitch, we really appreciate it. And I'm gonna leave you with Ash to give us the good news of the week and more information. Not yet.
I gotta move because my connection is unstable. Apparently,
your connection is unstable, and my camera is unstable as well. It's like
your camera's fine. You always feel like you're out of focus, but you're fine.
It's just blurry. It always does that. Yeah. And there we go. Aha! See?
There we go. Okay.
Yes.
So let's start with what we had this week on. I would say not TLU YouTube per se, but I would say TLU in general. And we have to announce that finally we have completed Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. It took us 6 episodes to complete this intense game, but we completed it yesterday. So thank you to everybody who stayed with us during all 6 episodes. You guys are amazing. It was a fun and scary time and challenging, and I had to do things that I had never done before. It was my first time playing a Resident Evil game because we took turns, and it was exciting. It was fun. It was really fun. I thought it was going to be terrible, but it was good. It was good.
Oh, you did pretty good.
Thank you.
You actually did pretty good for your very first horror game gameplay.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. There was extreme jump scares that were happening all around. And if you haven't seen, guys, you can actually look at the clips, and you can go to our YouTube and watch how we do not stay in our chairs for much long when we're playing this game.
And I did kind of highlights, and the people here on Twitch who were following us and were staying tuned to our journey made a lot of fun clips as well. Please stay tuned because between Friday and Saturday, I'm going to be uploading the best scares out of all of 6 episodes. So that's going to be on our YouTube channel and Facebook as well.
Yes.
So definitely stay tuned to that. That is coming.
Bendición. Hello.
Oh, we said at the same time. Bendición.
Hi.
Yeah. For now, that's going to be all that we have for the Legacy Universe this week, apart from the fact that this is the official week that we started as Twitch affiliates and being exclusively on Twitch with all of our content. So stay tuned. We might do some reaction videos. We have a couple of films that we have to see for this weekend. So just stay tuned to all of our social media. You can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I thought I was forgetting something. So yeah, that's going to be all. We completed it, and stay tuned because we have to make a choice on what game we are going to start.
Yeah.
So
we still don't have an idea on what that's going to be because we've played already the Resident Evil games, and we played Outlast. We played
we can play the first Outlast if anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
All
I think
right.
I think this is gonna be worse than Resident Evil, but I figured if I was okay in Resident Evil and there's people that follow us and support us in the chat, I think I'll be fine with Outlast. I think I can do it.
Yeah,
So
it's just Outlast is just a survival thing that you just can't do anything. You can't um shoot, you can't hit, you can't
mm-hmm.
no bombs, nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just figure it out, and we'll probably do Outlast. So yeah, let's go to the theater news, the first universe of our movies and TVs and everything else that we do here.
Oh, and hello to everybody who is joining us. Welcome to the Legacy Universe. Here we are. Happy Wednesday. We are talking about our favorite news of the week. Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm saying welcome. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'm saying welcome.
Here we are talking about our favorite entertainment news of the week with our theater universe, movie, TV, and gaming. So we have a couple of things that we are excited about to talk to today. But let's start with the theater universe for all of my theater peeps out there. The first news that I have, and I have to say props to Angelo because he sent me this news. Whoop.
Wow. Okay, I was trying to make it work.
And it is at the Barn Theatre. I believe it's in London. They are set to present The Secret Society of Leading Ladies.
Oh, what?
And this is an interesting show because from what I've read, it's going to be like a concert, a virtual concert. But then you, as the audience member, you have the choice to pick which lead character from Broadway you would like to see up next. So think about it as like kind of when you play a video game that you can choose your characters. It's going to be the same situation with this concert right here. And I think that's so freaking cool. So if you want Elphaba to be singing, you can pick Elphaba. If you want Maria from West Side Story singing, you can pick her as well. So it's a very interactive concert that is going to happen with a lot of talented people. So I thought this was interesting to bring it for this week. I think in New York City they're going to do something sort of the same, but you pick the show that you want to see represented. Like you can pick Hadestown, or you can pick Mamma Mia, Wicked, etc. So I think it's an interesting, thing that's happening. I'm really excited, and I'm really thinking of buying tickets because it's going to run from February 22nd to March 7th. And it's going to take you into the world where all of these musical theater characters coexist. And I think that's super interesting.
It's pretty interesting because before I give my opinion, bendición.
Bendición, what's up?
It's very interesting that this is called the Secret Society of Leading Ladies.
I love it.
It just reminds me of like the Court of Owls of Batman. It's like the Secret Society of.
Yeah, when Angelo sent it to me, I really thought it was something. He was like, "Did you see this event?" And I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then he said, "So you basically pick the leading ladies that you want to see on Broadway perform." And I was like,
"It's like." Choose your destiny.
What? This is insane, man. This is it, and it looks really cool. I really want to get tickets to see this. And
do you know any of them? Do you know any of the ladies here?
No, not in the ones in the picture. Not in the ones in the picture.
Okay, all right, because I know you know a bunch of here on Broadway. That's why I was like,
this is more London. That's why.
This is West End, correct?
Yeah, West End. Yes.
Okay.
West End is the Broadway of London. So I think this is going to be fun, man. And I'm really intrigued, and I really want to get tickets to see this. So if you guys are theater fans, please check the Secret Society of Leading Ladies, where you can pick your favorite musical theater characters to coexist for one night only, or a few nights only, because it runs until March. Yeah, I was going to start singing that.
You see, I know a little bit about Broadway, guys. Just like that. Just like that.
Not all as much as me, though.
But... No, heck no. That's this. No. That's like that.
Right?
This is me. That's Ash in Broadway right there. It's like, I could go down, but you don't see it. Actually, that's like that. Yeah, you can't see it.
I want to say hi to whoever has joined us. Welcome to the Legacy Universe here on Twitch. We are talking about our favorite entertainment news of the week. We are starting with the theater universe, then we have movies, TV, and then we have gaming. So thank you for joining us on this live stream. Let's jump to the second theater news. I am personally very excited for this one in particular, and it is the fact that finally, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella is set to premiere on Disney Plus. So this is a film. It's one of the adaptations from the musical from Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. But this in particular is with Brandy, Whitney Houston, Bernadette Peters, and Whoopi Goldberg. And this film came out in 1997. I remember that I was obsessed. Oh, I heard myself.
Yep. Whoops. I just increased the volume in the thing.
That was so weird. This is my favorite adaptation of Cinderella. This is not close to the Disney adaptation. It's based more on the musical. I believe the Rodgers and Hammerstein version of Cinderella premiered in 1957 in a TV show, and then it's had various incarnations throughout the years, but this one with Brandy in particular is the most famous one. I remember that I loved this film because I couldn't believe the Cinderella that I was seeing. Like, Brandy looked so amazing, and this is a film that is very groundbreaking for the time that it came out because of this casting. Not Disney, but the people who made this film, they really went the extra mile to have a diverse cast. And the funny thing is that, Cinderella is Black. You have the fairy godmother who is Black. You have the prince who is Filipino, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
But then his father is Victor Garber, who he was in DC Legends of Tomorrow. Do you remember?
DC Legends. Whoa. Wait a minute.
Yeah, he was the one who had to be paired with the other guy so that they.
He's the same one that was in the Titanic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. So he plays the father, and then Whoopi Goldberg plays his mom. So what I loved about this film is that they didn't care. They were like, "This is what you're getting, and
everything.
This is the cast that it is," and people accepted it for what it was. So I'm very excited. I think it was long overdue that this movie made its way into Disney. And I have to say that I'm happy, as everyone else is saying, that we don't have to go to YouTube. Like, guys, we don't have to go to YouTube anymore to watch this film. We have it on Disney Plus. So starting this Friday, you guys can stream Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. So please check this out if you haven't. It's a groundbreaking film. I think it's incredible. And to everybody who was saying that Cinderella can't be Black, get over it, guys.
Guys,
get over it.
Yeah, I mean, Cinderella honestly is a tale for everybody. It's a tale that everybody can feel attached to, because there's always this bad stepmom or bad mother that has a kid that she doesn't treat well, and not every mother's like that, obviously, and it happens with everybody, and you have that one Cinderella story that is, this kid comes triumphant through thick and thin, and turbulations and all that, and then it happens.
Yeah. So, and this is why we need films like this. This is why we need representation, so people aren't so in a box. Because I was very surprised to go to the comments and everyone was saying, "Oh, but Cinderella isn't Black," and I'm just like, that's because we have had a mindset that she can't be Black, and that's just not the truth, guys. It's not the truth. And this is why I'm talking about this film, and I think it's important that this film is coming out during this time. And you guys, I think once you'll see it, John hasn't seen it, but I told him on Friday that we're gonna watch it.
I just cannot remember it at all. This was when I was super, super young, and I only probably saw it like once or twice.
I used to watch this like it was church every day. Every time it was on air, I would sit down and I would watch it religiously.
I think you were more a religious Disney fan with the Cinderella, with the princesses.
Yeah,
I was more with the with the reality, not reality, but the live shows, like Even Stevens, like Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
I was more into those. Yeah.
I mean, I used to watch Even Stevens was one of my favorite shows, and I would say that my favorite era would be Even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire, that whole block on Friday. I would see those, and then the era that came after that, which was Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato and the Jonas Brothers. For me, that was the best one.
Yeah,
and
that's
second,
like Wizard of Waverly Place, Sunny with a Chance,
Camp
Hannah
Rock.
Montana, and
Yeah.
Camp Rock. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of good stuff that was coming out after those days.
So yeah, guys, this Friday, this film is going to be available. Please take the time to see this film. It's incredible. I love it. I can't wait to see it again, and I can't wait to see it with John. See what he thinks. So,
I mean,
that's gonna be all.
Yes.
What?
No, I'm like, what? I'm just gonna love it.
Probably. Well, I hope you do. I hope you love it.
Yes. So we want to say again, thank you for those who are joining us. If you are a fellow subscriber, thank you again for your subscription. We really appreciate your support. If you're not, what?
No, I just wanted to say, I wanted to add this right here really quickly. Thank you to everybody who have subscribed to us this week. It's been amazing. So thank you to the Sparrow Wolf, Aldros86, Johncito Bonito, and Jan Carlos. They've all subscribed to our channel. And thank you specifically again to Sparrow Wolf because he also gifted 5 subscriptions. I believe it was on Saturday. So thank you guys for supporting us. We are very excited to start this new transition into Twitch. And you guys can support us by either subscribing or hitting that follow button right there.
Sure. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. There we go. Hey, Aldros!
Hey, mira para allá. Ahora mismo.
How you doing? We really appreciate it, man. Mira. By the way, I want to say it now before it happens, just in case somebody subscribes in our live session today. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to see it until we finish, or actually I'm going to jump into another page of Twitch because we're doing this through Stream Yards.
I think if you're in the Stream Manager page on Twitch, you can see
I opened it up right now. Yes. So just in case we don't see it live, if you do, or if you hit that follow, it'll take a minute for me to actually just jump back and forth to actually see it because StreamYards doesn't show it. But again, thank you in advance. All right. Yes. So let's jump into the movie and TV universe of today. And Jude Apatow announces new film, The Bubble.
You guys will look at this picture and tell me why I'm going to see this film.
You want me to tell you?
If you guys know me well, you guys know why I'm going to see this film. So if you know, leave it in the comments. Y después yo lo dice. But basically, so Jude Apatow has set an all-star cast for the new Netflix comedy, The Bubble. So we have in this picture Karen Gillan, I think that's her name, Keegan-Michael Key, Pedro Pascal, the Mando, and Leslie Mang, among others, have joined this ensemble. This film, I'm really excited because it's going to follow a group of actors and actresses stuck inside a pandemic bubble at a hotel attempting to complete a film.
Whee! So pandemic.
I think this film is gonna be fun because I heard that it was actually based on. Thank you.
Yep, we got it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Like that guy. Listen, this guy can be in a film for 2 hours cutting his hair. I would watch that film.
And and before you continue, let's be clear. We know Pedro Pascal from before The Mandalorian.
John does. No, yo te lo di en Reload. I told you on Reload. John is the OG
and I'm not even saying it because of that. We're fans of him. I was fan of him since the beginning. Not the beginning of his career, more like the first time I saw him was in Game of Thrones. Then I saw him in Triple Frontier. Then I saw him in Narcos.
Oh, see, oye, verdad. We did both see him on Game of Thrones. I remember he was Oberyn Martell.
Yeah, and then Triple Frontier, he did it with Oscar Isaac and Ben Affleck. and I forgot the other actor's name. So, we've been following track of Pedro Pascal for a while, not just because he's the Mando. What?
¿Qué pasó aquí?
What happened? What happened? Oh! I might have. Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Estamos al garete hoy.
Yes.
But I was gonna say that this film, I'm excited to see it because I heard that it was inspired by some events that happened in the filming or during the filming of Jurassic Park Domino, and that's the new film that's coming out in the Jurassic Park. And I think it was one of the first productions to come back after COVID, and apparently there was some trouble. So I heard that there's stuff that's going to be based off that, and I think obviously I'm going to see it for Pedro Pascal, but I think this cast is great. I think everybody here is at the top of their games, and I think it's going to be funny to see actors being actors, not being able to film.
For sure. Before I comment on that, here we go. Hi, chicos. Dios los bendiga. Por supuesto, Pedro Pascal, of course.
Esa es mi mamá. She knows. Narco Colombia.
Sí. Narco Colombia. He was a DEA agent.
Javier Peña, ¿verdad? That was his name?
No. Javier Peña is the actor from Narcos Mexico. Yeah. No, really?
Pedro Pascal.
Javier Peña. That was his name.
Sí, dime, tío Juan.
What's the other actor's name? Carlos Peña?
The blonde one?
In Mexico. No, in Mexico. The one that was in Ant-Man as well.
Diego Luna.
No. The one in Ant-Man.
Michael Peña.
That's him. Yes. So there we go. So yes.
Pero
that's what's right.
Pedro Pascal's character was Javier
Peña. But Michael Peña is a DEA agent in Mexico.
Mira, no me diga, I haven't seen Narcos. He already told me he was abducted. Oops. He was abducted?
No, the abducted one was Michael Peña, the character in Mexico. And because of him, it was that the DEA became more strong and a vital part of, the authority. And then because Mexico is first, then is Colombia, and it's happening at the same time later on.
Oh, okay, sorry. I haven't seen it. I have to sit down and see it. So
yes. Anyway, the bubble. Yeah, it's fantastic that they're actually doing something, because this is a meta movie. So the actors will be outside of. It's like a Deadpool type of thing where the actors will probably be speaking to the screen, or will be feeling like they're acting like I think they're acting as themselves, right?
No, I think it's
their characters.
Okay,
so they're characters that are actually breaking the fourth wall, because it looks like it's going to be a meta movie. So it's going to be really fun.
And it's Jude Apatow. I think it's going to be really funny, because if you guys don't know who Jude Apatow is, he actually wrote the Dios mío, the film. What's the film with Katherine Heigl that she gives birth? It's a comedy.
Is that the one with Seth Rogen?
Sí, because she gets pregnant, and there's a whole scene where you see her like pushing the baby out, and it was very like controversial.
Yes, I can't remember the name either, but
so you guys know the name. Let us know in the chat, please. But he wrote that film, and that film was really well known for its comedy. So that's the reason why I'm excited. And also Leslie Mann, who is the female next to Pedro Pascal. She is his wife in real life, and she's been in all of his films. So
wow. Wait, that's his wife?
Yeah, and she was from George of the Jungle. That's where I
remember. No, I do recognize her. I didn't know she was. Oh,
yeah. That's why every time you see Jude Apatow film, she has some sort of role in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sprinkling the facts for you. So.
Thank you. All right. That's actually good news to me. But all right, so let's jump into the next news of movie and TV universe, and this one is a pretty fun one and unexpected, but it looks like he can play this role, and it is Jason Momoa to play Knuckles in the Sonic sequel.
I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Knuckles is, it is this guy right here.
Oh, I have it. Yeah.
This guy is going to be possibly playing the other guy. Okay, that's not very accurate. But Jason Momoa is going to be playing Knuckles, possibly, and I would say this is kind of. It feels like it's a fan casting. You know those type of things. Yeah,
yeah. I know what you mean.
It feels like a fan casting because the hair, the face, and the type of demeanor that Jason Momoa projects. And right here, this is a picture of when he was doing Aquaman, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
But yeah, like right now I haven't seen Jason Momoa how he looks. Last I checked, and I might be wrong, but when he filmed Dune, he didn't have the beard. So
I think I know I think you're right.
Yeah, in Dune, I think he shaved his beard.
I forgot he was in Dune.
Oops. Yeah, so I gotta watch again and see exactly what's doing. But the beard doesn't really matter. He's a voice actor in this one.
Exactly. I was gonna say they're not actually the characters, John.
Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly.
That would be a tragic film to watch. If the Sonic sequel is actually the actors portraying the characters like Disney, like when you go to Disney and you meet Mickey Mouse or something like that. That would be sad. That'd be sad.
But yeah, I'm really excited for a Sonic in general because the first film of Sonic was an unexpected surprise and a breath of fresh air for video game movies because in the last video game movies that have come out, and I think the last movie before Sonic was Assassin's Creed, if I am not mistaken.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, and apparently it wasn't taken that well, and I understand. Like, I understand the concern from video game fans watching these movies. But in reality, what I think about all these things is that, you want this to honor, like, video games, movies, fans wants, what am I trying to say? Video game fans want their video games to be honored in film the correct way. Yeah. But it is just like a book when a book is put into adaptation towards movies. A book is a length of probably 400 or less pages. And when you put it into a 2-hour film, there's a lot of detail, or maybe depending on the book, small details are going to be left out, or there's a chance where the story changes. So I think that from what I saw from overall is that, the Assassin's Creed movie tried to steer away a little bit from the origins and how it actually happened. And it upset fans a little bit. But, Sonic is a different type of thing where it's like, how do you say this? It's like Mickey. You can't destroy him. You can't change his origin. Otherwise, people will be pissed because he's such an adorable and lovable a cartoon from the 90s that if you so much as touch a hair, like it did happen when they showed the first footage of Sonic, that it looked so weird. It looked like a man-child. People wrecked the internet and told them, you better fix him or we will burn you.
I mean, Mira, if I'm honest, I've said this before. I still believe to this day that was a publicity stunt because I think they were genuinely scared. I think they were genuinely scared that this movie was not going to do well. So they were like, let's just throw this ugly Sonic so people can go crazy. And then that prompted them to do a new design. But then people actually went and saw the film, and it was a surprise. Like, it was a surprise for me. I wasn't expecting to like this film at all.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a great film. They incorporate Sonic really well, and Jim Carrey as Jim
Dr.
Carrey.
Robotnik.
Yeah, he was casted perfectly, and he was serving us all of the Jim Carrey that we knew from like his different films into one character, and it was incredible. So I'm excited for the sequel.
Jim Carrey there was a mixture of all his iconic roles ever, like The Mask Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber. He had a little bit of Liar Liar right there. It was fantastic. But before we continue talking about Sonic, we got a comment here from Aldros86. Sonic was great, but I'm curious as in how would Tails and the Echidnas look with their original design like the Sonic from the first trailer?
Oh, yeah, see? Wow. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I don't know.
What if they're like, Mira, I think it would be funny if they start playing a joke. I think it would be funny if they start playing a joke saying like, hey, this is the sequel for Sonic. Here's the trailer. And then they look equally as bad. And then, people are like, what are you doing? And then they're like, sorry, it's a joke.
It's a joke.
This is the real design. Exactly.
And here we go. Cap Jack. Hey, hello. ¿Cómo estamos? Hello.
Welcome. Mira, oye, people love your emoticon. I'm excited. That's John.
They're using it. I appreciate the use. Appreciate the use. More will come. More will come. Don't worry. There's gonna be more. But anyway, I think as well that the first design of Sonic could have been a publicity stunt, and the reason why I believe so is because there's so much instability in promoting and in the industry where the masses, like the public, technically control now. As it should be like half and half, but kind of control what the outcome of a project. If they want to see it, if not, they're the ones that are going to pay for it. They're the ones that pay for we're the ones that pay for the subscription of that streaming service, of the movie ticket. And it's like enough is enough of shitty movies, enough of shitty designs. We can understand when that is the problem, but when there is a preference, I was like, I would prefer the story would have been like this. A story would have been like that. It's like, no, now that is going out of control. But the Sonic thing is something that is extremely sensitive, and there was no need for them to actually do the first one. Now, again, to cap it off, I understood if it was a publicity stunt to create a buzz out of it and then change it. And then people that wouldn't even have known a Sonic movie was going to come out knew about it because it was like, oh my God, people need to know. I think it was very smart in their part. Oh yeah. Now when the second one comes out, more people will come to watch.
Now they have an audience.
Now they have an audience.
Because I think it was the same, one last thing before we keep the ball rolling, but I think it was kind of the same thing with the whole Detective Pikachu thing. I think a lot of people liked how everybody looked, but a trailer is a trailer, and the biggest problem that trailers have, in my opinion, is that sometimes they show the whole film, and you go and watch the film, and you're like, it's like Marvel does that a lot. It happened with Justice League for me. I remember that I saw the trailer and I went and I saw the film and I felt that I was watching the trailer. It happened with Velvet Buzzsaw, which is a film that came out on Netflix. And people were very up in arms with Detective Pikachu, and it was a surprise. But I think that Detective Pikachu already has a strong following with the whole Pokemon thing.
Oh yeah.
Versus Sonic, who I think the majority of people who will go see a Sonic film are fans of the games. You know what I'm saying? Like at its core, it's the gamers that know Sonic. And this is why when it became like a whole deal that everybody was up in arms, it gathered the publicity that they needed and people went and saw it. And then this is the result that we have. So
exactly. And Detective Pikachu honestly was great, and the design of the Pokemon was fantastic. And again, for those who actually love Pokemon, who is your favorite Pokemon? Yeah. Let us know. Mine is Mewtwo. When I saw that guy actually saw me, I was screaming like a girl.
I like Pikachu. I know it's like the common thing, but for me, I don't have a favorite Pokemon. My favorite character is Ash Ketchum because the reason I like to be called Ash is because story time. No, the reason that I like to be called Ash is because in elementary school, people would bully me by calling me Ash Ketchum, but they didn't know that Pokemon was the coolest show ever. So I was like, oh, okay. I'll be Ash Ketchum. So that was my nickname through elementary school for the bullies. So
so here we go. The next news of the day. Here it is. Pictures released for Jared Leto's Joker in the Snyder Cut.
Guys.
Wowie. Wow wow woo. Wowie wow woo.
I'm gonna post these pictures here. These pictures here. Let us know in the comments. What do you guys think? I have to say that I'm happy because
Let us know.
I remember when they said that Jared Leto was going to be in the Snyder Cut, the first thing that I said was Zack Snyder has to change his look. This has to happen. And there were people that were telling me, no, that's not going to happen. He's probably going to stay the same from Suicide Squad. And then seeing this and then having Zack Snyder confirm that this is going to be his new look, I'm
am so
excited.
happy.
It looks really cool. It looks like a very dark Joker. I was joking around with John that it looks like kind of a Resident Evil character in a way. But I'm happy.
the Bakers.
Yeah. Or he looks like Sweeney Todd, bro. Like somebody that would be in a Sweeney Todd film.
Yeah, for sure.
You remember Sweeney Todd?
Yeah.
So these pictures came out in Vanity Fair. I'm really excited for Jared Leto to come back as the Joker because I want redemption for him. I know that Jared Leto is a great actor, and I know that he can do a far better job than what we saw in Suicide Squad. There was just a lot of problems there in terms of the editing and the control that Warner Brothers has, but it's going to be different with the Snyder Cut, guys.
Definitely. And here's the thing. There was a lot of controversy, again, like you said, in the Joker and the look that he had, like the damage and all that kind of stuff. And then people would say that, oh, it's just an illusion that we see what he really is, but the tattoos don't exist. Like, no, bro. No. That's the tattoos.
Oh, I remember somebody said that somebody told me that how they saw it was that they think that that's how Harley Quinn envisioned him. So that's how she saw him in Suicide Squad.
It is, yeah, no. Superman here says Cap looks great, and then here we go. Aldo says Superman lent his heat vision to delete Joker's tattoos.
So he got laser. He got laser treatment.
He got lasered.
Oh god.
But here's a fact, and if it's not a fact, I am sorry, but I kind of feel like I've heard this, and it might be completely true. Zack Snyder said that it's a completely different Joker in physical form, and also as to what had happened, if I am not mistaken. So he wanted to change everything completely. Now, here's the thing. He changed that. What if, and this is just me saying, what if at one point he goes back into the damaged, tattooed state Joker? What if it's like before things happen? Now, I don't think. Yes, I don't think it will be. The only reason being is because I think even though the movies came out in that order, still I think that the Suicide Squad story is prior to Justice League, even though as the release date was the same. Like the Justice League was later, if I'm not mistaken. So it kind of followed the same chronological order. So with that being said, we don't know if this is a flashback or if this is actually part of the current story that Justice League is running with. So that is going to be a thing. Like, we don't know part of what the actual reshoots became, and what added story does it have. So I'm curious to know if this is a flashback scene, or it is the current form of the Joker.
I hope it's the current. I've always wanted to see something similar to what I saw in the Injustice game. I thought the story of the first Injustice game was really good. I don't know about the second one because I haven't finished it, but it's one of my favorite storylines in a video game for a DC game. So I kind of would like to see that. And I think it might be possible because this film is going to be rated R, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited to see a very dark and gritty Justice League film with all of these characters. So I think I would like to see that. I don't know. I think it's interesting, all of the people that he's called back to come back and do reshoots, because basically Warner Bros. Was like, you can do whatever you want. And he was like, I am, because
it's my baby.
Yeah, and for me, the experience of watching Justice League was very disappointing because I grew up watching the show on Cartoon Network, which, by the way, it's on HBO Max now. I used to watch that show every single day, and it was very underwhelming when we first got that shot of all of them together saying like, we're the Justice League, and I was like, why am I not feeling anything right now? I feel
Yeah.
dead, you
No, for
know.
sure.
I,
And,
I I didn't feel that same emotion when I used to see them in Cartoon Network, like getting together and battling, and the whole film was a mess from start to finish, you know. So
yeah, and I wanted to say because I started looking right now, but I forgot the name of the Batman TV show. Not the animated one, the first one that we know of. There
mhm.
was a show, and anybody that knows on the chat, please let us know. But there is a version of the Joker that already exists that looks like almost exactly like the Jared Leto physical appearance that he has. Um, I think it was in
Oh,
Batman like year one, not the movie, but
I
or
don't
like.
know because I used to watch the animated series like faithfully,
Mhm. Yeah.
faithfully, faithfully. So
Oh man, I would love to find that. But in the meantime, yeah, guys, what do you think? Do you think this is a flashback? Do you think is the current story of the Joker?
mm,
Hopefully, and what everybody wants is that this is the current story of the Joker. So we'll see. We'll find out when this comes out. I believe it is in March
yes,
16th of this year.
and it's gonna be 4 hours, a 4 hour movie. So
A 4-hour
I
movie.
have faith. I'm telling you guys, if this film fails and the Batman fails, I think it's over for DC. I really think that DC needs like a whole
Oh
reboot
man.
for
El
real.
Watcher. Yeah,
Yeah,
hey, Guacho.
Watson. ¿Cómo
Guacho.
está?
¿Qué es la que
What's
hay?
up? Hola.
Gracias,
That's
mano.
funny.
Thank
Ya
you.
tú
Thank
sabes.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Ana.
Y aquí Aldo dice Gotham. No. And no. Because I know which one you're
Ah,
talking about,
sí, sí,
but
sí.
wait. Oh man. While we're talking about news and continue talking about the news, I'm going to look for that Joker
He's
and
gonna
at the same
investigate.
time. I'm going
He's
to
gonna
investigate it. I
investigate.
promise. I'm going to find it. But yes, he had like long hair, like very long hair as well.
Diantre, mano.
But
I feel
I'll
like
find
I've
it.
seen I feel like I've seen something like that,
I'll
pero
find it. But in the meantime, and I'm going to let you take away this topic and start it off so that I could have like 10 seconds to find that photo. Here we go. So this
que
is the
viene. Oh,
spotlight
oh.
of the week. And this is not
Espérate, espérate.
okay.
I want to ask the chat. What do you guys think it is? What do you guys think it is? Do you guys think that we?
Yo, they're never gonna guess
Quiero,
this.
I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. A ver qué
uh,
piensa. Porque
the
no es
Batman. I think it's
Batman.
the Batman. Yeah, it's called the Batman. The Batman. I think the show it's called the Batman. Es algo del pasado.
Ay, bendito, este guacho ya sabe.
Babe, I told you. I
Él
told
sabe.
you. It's something about the past.
¿En qué?
Don't
Ah, yo pensé que era. Ay,
no
qué Whoops.
the Joker. I think he's talking about the Joker.
Ah, ok. Pensé
2004.
que estaba pensando en Spotlight, porque yo
La
iba a decir,
encontró.
he nailed it. He nailed
Okay.
it. Nada,
So
mira, our Spotlight of the week is Míralo bien. The Mummy Collection.
the mummy.
Guys,
Imhotep.
guys,
Imhotep.
this film, HBO Max premiered The Mummy Collection, and I have to applaud HBO Max because they only put The Mummy Returns, and The Scorpion King. No Mummy 3, because The Mummy 3 is not a good film. Y por favor, do not say anything about the Tom Cruise film, porque I'm not.
No queremos saber.
That doesn't exist
We
for
don't
me.
want to know.
So we watched The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. We are missing The Scorpion King, but this is our spotlight of the week because we both love these films so much.
Oh my
And they're
god.
guys, they're still good. Like they're still really good.
I wanna talk about
Dale,
that one. No.
dale.
Yeah? Okay. I fucking love these films, man. I was watching these movies and so we were scrolling and then we just found out like through HBO Max and so we see the Mummy Collection. I'm like, oh, Ash, hay que verlo. We have to watch this. And then we just hit play and oh my god, I was crying in the inside. I had goosebumps and it was a freaking ride of nostalgia of a
Mhm.
good here's the thing, this is a great nostalgia of a good movie based off the 1950s, I think it was, or
Yeah,
1930s,
I think
in
so.
the in the early 90s. So this was a movie in the 90s of the 1930s, and it still holds up to this day.
And the
It's like,
CGI,
wow. You
guys,
see,
the CGI is really good in this film. Like, I was like, how is it 2021 and this film still looks good? I'm still on the fence with The Rock
yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
second film, in the final scene. I think it would have been more effective if it was The Rock, like like Emotep, like they both came out and they would have a battle, kind of. But
okay, I see what you're saying.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
No,
but
it's not a thing that ruins the film for me. But it's a moment that I'm just like, oh, this wasn't as cool as me
yeah,
too. Us too.
esas son las que son. Those are the ones that
Uh,
are the real goats, the
the third
real
one was
OGs.
Yeah, the third one was really bad, and I disliked the fact that they recasted Rachel Weisz in her role, and the reason why she didn't come back for a third one was because she read the script and she told the director, who was the writer as well, she was like, I don't like the script, so I'm not coming back. So she was the only smart one out of
Out of
everybody there,
everybody, and
because
the
she
sorry,
understood what the story was, and she understood what the story
yeah.
needed, and she didn't want to come back for a third one. So
And the director and the writer is the director of the previous two movies.
mhm.
So for her to say no to a third installment of the franchise, and the same director and creative partners, it must have been difficult for her, and then for him to just go through with this, like, wow.
Mhm.
And it has to do a lot with probably scheduling conflicts, them already having a final script and not rewriting it. So it was complicated, so that actually damaged the movie quite a lot, including the story. Now, I've seen it and I kind of remember it, and it was a little bit of a downer for me. I still loved Brandon Fraser. He was
See,
fantastic. I forgot the name of her brother in the film, but it's
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Yes, of him as well. Everything was fantastic. But again, going back to the story, this story is just, it's not even complicated. It's just simple, but it goes back into a civilization that whoever lives currently in this world has no idea of. We only know about the story. We've never lived it. We've never seen it. We've only seen it through, history books, through tablets, through symbols, through ancestry stories.
Yeah.
And, it was something that it was very impactful. And again,
Mhm.
Brandon Fraser is so excellent, and this is
Oh,
the
yeah.
reason why he was who he was in those moments. Like, he was a huge star,
Yeah.
and he had great acting skills, a great action star. Knew how to be a chameleon in all his different appearances. Because I
Mhm.
remember, what was the movie that your father always talks about, like a time
Oh, Blast
something?
from the Past.
Blast
That's
from
one
the
of
past.
See, I love that film. I
He
love that
plays a
film.
35 innocent year old man that has lived in a bunker for his entire life.
Mhm.
And when he comes out, he sees the world that he's never seen, only in TV. And because they thought, oh, it's a bombshell. They live in a bombshell.
Yeah.
Because they thought the world, ended, because there was some nukes that were about to come out, and they were just like, no, they didn't come out. Nothing happened.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, the first movie was amazing. The villain is amazing. Like Himotep, it's like, oh my
Emo.
goodness.
Oh, and I love when he's like, Anaxunamun.
And no, I always make fun of a scene where he's like going with the public, and he's like half a still mummy, but mostly human. He goes like, he was like,
When he's leading the people.
but he's leading
Yeah.
the people. And it's great, man. Now, the second one, jumping into the second one, before we jump into the second one, he was also the same director of Van Helsing, so he was on a roll.
Nice. I
But
love Van Helsing. The one with Hugh Jackman. Oh my God. That
yeah,
film
I
is
think he was trying to create. He was in charge of pretty much, like you said, he was
the
pretty much in
universe,
charge of the monster
the
universe
monster universe.
at
I
that
agree.
point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not deliberate, but because he did the mummy, they gave him, Van Helsing. And Van Helsing to me was also great, but I don't know. I forgot why they didn't continue Van Helsing either. Because,
I don't
but
know. I know
yeah,
that I know that they're going to try to revamp Van Helsing, but I think it's going to be into a series.
There's already a
Is that a
series.
series? No, perdóname. I think it's gonna be a film with
Yeah.
Universal because they want to continue the Monster Universe. Because the thing about the Mummy was that they attempted that with the Tom Cruise one, but it did so poorly that they're trying. I think they're trying to look for other ways because the Invisible Man also came out, which
Mm-hmm.
is part of the Monster Universe, and I we have I we
Really?
have I yeah, I think so.
If
I
that's
think
true,
it's
wow.
I think it's in that same realm. The Invisible Man, Frankenstein, Van Helsing, all of that. And there
And
is
Dracula.
comics in Dracula, which they also did a film. You remember Dracula 3000 what 3000 was it or 300?
2000 from
2000?
Gerard Butler.
No.
Because
The guy who
Dracula,
played Luke Evans, the guy who played Gaston in
I think it was just named Dracula. Yeah. Let's see, Dracula. Yeah, I think
I
it was just named
I,
Dracula.
I think we went to see that film in theaters, I believe, and I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah.
But there's been so many attempts to like launch the monster universe since forever. But I think the Mummy is pretty solid. I haven't seen the Tom Cruise one because I personally I'm not a fan of Tom Cruise. I know he does his own stunts and that's great. I can give it to him, but I don't. The reason why the Mummy was ruined was because it was with Tom Cruise. He wanted to
And
make it a Tom Cruise film, so that's the
and
problem.
true, yes. And here's the thing, I don't listen. I don't dislike Tom Cruise or anything. I love his Mission Impossible movies. I like all the movies that he's
Mhm.
done actually. But it was, the Mummy is such a another prized possession of movies, of Hollywood, of
Yep.
people's stories, of people's history.
Mhm.
That when you touch this, you better make something better. There's kind of almost never going to be something better than the original, kind of.
Mhm.
But if you're going to try, you better make this count so
Yeah.
that nobody crucifies you.
Exactly. And I'm not saying I think Tom Cruise is great in Mission Impossible, but again, he owns that. So if he wants, he can make like 20 Mission Impossibles
Like
that
James
I
Bond.
yeah, he can do that. That's his franchise. Just don't try to step in something else, because
Yeah.
I heard that the girl who played the Mummy was fantastic, but that she was wasted in this film because it became a Tom Cruise film. So
Yeah. Again, I definitely want to see it because we're speaking of word of mouth. We're speaking about the
mhm,
news, we're speaking about reviews, we're speaking about everything, like publicly, what everybody has said.
yeah,
So I really want to watch it to see exactly
I
what was the damage.
yeah, I'll watch it. I'll probably still hate it because I hated the trailer. So I remember when the trailer came out, the only thing they were talking about was like, look at that stunt that Tom Cruise did.
Yeah,
And I was like, what about the
in the plane.
film? Yeah, and I'm like, bro, I'm a Mummy fan. I'm a Mummy fan with Brendan Fraser. Like, you can't do this to me. Like, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Nope.
and again, the second one was also great. And they added the element of Evie being part of the
Mhm.
history, like 5,000-year-old soul.
I
Uh,
love that. I love that.
Nefertiti's. That was Nefertiti's. Nefertiti.
Nefertiti
Nefertiti.
versus Anaxunamun. She ended up
Yo, that
being the
sounded so weird.
right. What
I was like saying the name. I'm
versus
like
Nefertiti? Oh,
Nefertiti.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
I was like, oh, never.
Nefertiti.
Yo, I tried to stay composed when I said it. I was
No,
like, but that is the name, guys. That is the name,
I
Nefertiti.
understand you. I understand
Just
you.
don't add the S at the end. Just Nefertiti.
Wow.
That's it. But she was actually a descendant. She was actually the daughter of the pharaoh that gets killed in the first movie, and the reason why Imhotep gets mummified. So, yes. So, what I'm trying to say is that both movies aligned, and when it was Imhotep that came back, it was great. Oh man, I just got crucified, I think.
All I think, all I'm thinking about. I can't. Okay, bye. Bye.
But here's we go. Cap Jack says it was like a Mission Impossible mixed with the Mummy storyline. Yeah,
No,
you
thank you.
know.
I'm still gonna watch it.
And here he's laughing about the
Nefertiti.
female twins. But yeah, but yeah, guys, what did
uh,
you do? You love the mummies? Like, it's fantastic. What story did you think would have been better for a third installment of the Mummy? And that way, Rachel, that's the actress name, if I'm not mistaken, correct, Ash?
yes.
Rachel, yes, and in a sense where Rachel could have come back and played her role, because all of these characters really are fantastic characters, great storyline, including the Magi, which is the man, the
Oh,
Egyptian man that protects the tombs. He was
see.
already there every single freaking movie. I loved him, except in the third one actually, which that was a bummer. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I think they should have ended it just to cap it off. I think for me the first one and the second one are really good. I think the second one was a perfect way to end it because in the second one, like you were mentioning, you have Evie's past, who she was in that same timeline with Anaxuna Moon, and then they tie up all of that together, which is basically trying to tie loose ends from the first film. And I think they did it really well with the second one. So I never thought I needed a third one, and then I saw the third one and I didn't like it, and I understood why she didn't come back. And another thing is that I think they are also attempting to do a Scorpion King TV show as well. I don't know if it's going to be on HBO Max. I think I heard that somewhere, but don't quote me on that.
all right.
Don't
I
quote.
just wanted to say this real quick. I think a good story, or at least a good attempt, an attempt to a good story, would have been that because Emotep died again in this one, and the what do you call it? He killed himself because he saw that Anaxuna Moon, just ran away and didn't save him, like Evie saved Rick.
I love
I
it.
think it would have
I
been
love that
great
that happened.
if he would have come back and somebody would have brought him back, but he would have been enraged and wanted to destroy the world because Anaxuna Moon just destroyed the love.
Okay.
So he only had like rage and destruction and still wanted to kill Rick and Evie because they were the two that destroyed the passion and his drive to actually be with the love of his life or conquer the world.
I, s-
So
I, s- I see where you're coming from, but then the scene at the end of the second one wouldn't make any sense because he acknowledges that
and there's no
his
reason for him to
that
live anymore.
that his love with Anaxuna Moon was not like Rick and Evie's love. So that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that the second one was so perfectly, it had closure for everybody in such a great way that I never saw it necessary for him to do a third one. But,
Yeah.
when the money comes, they want to do like 20 movies of these, but I love these films. We love these films. Definitely, if you guys have HBO Max, check out the Mummy collection. They are available for you guys to see. So this is our
Mm-hmm.
spotlight of the week. Yes,
Says also the color used for the film amazing. Yes, it is indeed.
I agree.
And they lost me at the Yeti scene.
Oh, we
The
see
Yeti scene.
in the third one
The Yeti. The Yeti. The Yeti. The Yeti.
when they're in the snow.
Oh, the snow. Oh, yeah. No.
I don't know. I gotta say, like for me, I hate when Jet Li is in a film and he's wasted. It was the same thing in Mulan. I
In
was so
Mulan.
pissed off. I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
bro, it's Jet Li. Like, put him to good use. Bendito sea Dios.
In Mulan. And in Mulan, I think. Okay, in Mulan, I think there's something wrong with Jet Li physically and his health.
Mm.
So I think I'm not saying that that's all he could have done, but
Yeah,
there is
that's what
something
I
wrong
heard.
with
But
Jet
he
Li.
said that that's not true. But a lot of people they were worried after they saw Mulan. They were saying like, "Wow, I think he's sick." So
Yeah.
I
All
guess we'll
right.
never. So
We just want to say again before we jump into the next thing, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for supporting this channel. We really appreciate you guys and the conversations that you have and the comments, of course. The comments are the thing that continues to thrive in this channel because we want that conversation. We want to interact. We want to share opinions and for you guys to actually give us information that we might not have, that you
yeah,
guys can add to us. And so we give you the story, we give you the conversations, but you guys like maintain it there. So it's a collaboration. So we appreciate this. We thank you again for being here. We thank you again for supporting us. And for those who haven't seen what we are about to talk about, what the heck is wrong with you?
spoiler coming.
What is wrong with you?
Tangatra.
Review of episode 5 of WandaVision. And generally, we just want to talk about it because
Yeah.
it was
Awesome.
fantastic. Ash, you can start it off.
So I picked this picture because this was me. This was me.
I think that was the world.
That was the world. Yeah, I love this episode. I think that WandaVision just keeps getting better and better. And I have to say, and again, this is a spoiler. So if you have not seen WandaVision, please go to Disney Plus right now and watch this show, watch this episode so you can be up to date. But I have to say that the fact that Evan Peters, who plays Quicksilver in the X-Men films, the fact that he made an appearance in this episode at the end as a surprise cameo, I was so pumped because first of all, he's my favorite Quicksilver. I didn't like what they did with Quicksilver in the MCU because I feel that they brought this character just to make him part of, Wanda's life and then not use him to his full potential because he ends up dying at the end of Age of Ultron. Mm-hmm. But I have to say that Evan Peters is my favorite Quicksilver in all of the X-Men movies. And the second thing that I have to say is that I'm very happy because this means that finally all of these X-Men films are going to tie into the MCU in some way, shape, or form. So that is something that I was excited. I was screaming when I saw his face at the end of the episode. And there was a lot of things in this episode that I loved as well. I love the confrontation that Wanda has with Sword when she gets pissed off, when they start trying to communicate with her. I thought that scene was great. And I was going to tell you, John, I don't know if you know this, but you remember that she was talking that there's a possibility that there is going to be a cameo to the same level as Luke Skywalker, what happened with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian season 2.
Oh my gosh.
And one of your theories is that it's going to be Magneto from X-Men, right?
One of them, yes.
So I wanted to tell you that in this scene, I don't know if you noticed it, but in the scene where she confronts Sword, that she makes everybody point their guns at the how do you call it? At the agent who's going against her.
The director, yeah.
The director, yeah. That is actually a homage to the Magneto scene in one of the X-Men films.
Yo, in almost every X-Men film, because he does that. So
I think it was interesting that they showed that scene. They make the connection with Quicksilver. So I think there is a possibility that maybe Magneto is going to make an appearance at some point in the season, which has me very excited because it means that finally the freaking X-Men are going to be in the MCU, guys.
Goosebumps.
And I need redemption for the X-Men. It's a franchise that I don't love as much as I should. I think I love First Class and I love Days of Future Past. That is it for me. So I don't feel that close to X-Men because I feel that there is so much potential and it could be done so much better. And I think this is going to be the opportunity for them to jump into the MCU and to have better storylines, movies, even a show. So I love this episode of WandaVision. It keeps getting better for me. I don't have anything bad to say about the show. I don't have... Oh, another thing. The neighbor. I know she's a witch for a fact. She is Agatha because she actually... This is my interpretation. When Sparky dies, that was actually a punishment from Agatha to Wanda because she broke the code and actually went outside of her reality to face Sword. So I'm convinced that she is Agatha. She's a witch, and she is part of. Gotta say it escalated quickly. I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm gonna read the comments real quick before I jump into mine. I saw him, and I only saw Magneto. Yeah, like father, like daughter. The same.
Because Quicksilver is Magneto's son at some point, ¿verdad?
Not at some point. He is.
Yes.
Here's the thing. That was.
So are they going to tie it into Wanda being his daughter too?
Yeah. So here's the thing. There was. I'm gonna make a connection here. Messi finds out Magneto is Quicksilver. Okay. So I'm gonna say this before we continue. Actually, it's part of everything. So there was a coworker of mine in a coworker that said in the comics they erased that Magneto was the father of Quicksilver and Wanda.
Okay.
Now, I have not read that. I have not seen that. And if that is true, I say bullshit to that. I no. That's if they did that, you're like destroying something that could be fantastic. Now, with that being said, I doubt that that is real. Now, yes, Magneto is the father, and as the story is, Magneto is the father of Quicksilver and of Wanda. And Magneto was born in Russian, if I'm not mistaken, and he grew up in Russia. And I'm gonna read this real quick here with others, but Kat Dennings acknowledges that he is not the OG Pietro.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. So,
she recast Pietro.
Yeah, she recast this Pietro.
Yo, I lost my shit. I lost my shit when she said that. I was like, oh, they acknowledged it.
Yeah. So the thing is, based off of this story right here, because as Alder says, Kat Jennings acknowledges that he is recasted, like that is not the Pietro that they knew, and that even Wanda knew, but she was even in shock because again, she has her powers; she can sense something and things, and even when Pietro was reacting, the way he was acting was kind of, I guess, how she felt it was familiar to her as her brother. So it could be either an illusion from Agatha, or it could be something that she is provoking without knowing. So we don't know how he arrives there. There is possible theories that, okay, this is going on for a certain reason. We don't know yet. It could just be theories, or it could be Mephistopheles actually bringing back her deepest desires. So, and remember, this can also tie in emotionally because right there, Vision was acknowledging in this episode that this is wrong. There's something going on. This is completely wrong. That was the best, most amped up moment that I was like, oh my God, Vision's gonna it's freaking out. And what's gonna happen?
I love the scene in the living room where he was like, something is wrong. And they both like elevate.
They elevate. They're like, I'm gonna blow you up right now.
Mira.
Now, here's the thing. What if either Agatha or Mephistopheles actually reacted to that energy that they were enraged and about to kick each other's ass? So they threw in Pietro to bring her another emotional capsule to keep her grounded in case Vision actually goes out of whack, so she can still maintain her what do you call it? Her peace of mind in that world. Yeah, it's the only way to control her.
I was gonna ask you because I think that what might, I have two questions, not two questions. One is a question, and it's do you think that Wanda at some point might change Evan Peters into Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron? That's my first question. And then the second thing, because I think that Wanda knows that that's Pietro, but that's not her Pietro. I think she's acknowledging the fact that he might be a Quicksilver from another universe, and I think that's what Marvel is trying to do.
Multiverse of madness.
Very smartly, and very well done from their part. The second thing is, I think that Agatha brought this Quicksilver because of what you said, because they want to keep her under control, because we already saw how triggering mentioning Pietro is to Wanda, and it happened with Geraldine, aka Monica, when she mentioned Pietro. And what did she do? She was like, okay, you got to get you're disrupting my reality. You got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So those are the two things that I've been thinking about ever since I've been seeing the episode.
Yeah, and I think so too. I think that's one of the theories that, in my mind, it could be. Again, a lot of theories could happen. I could be wrong, but there's a lot of people that strongly agree that also Magneto is the one that's going to make that appearance. If it is something, if it's somebody else, if it's Iron Man or if it's Captain America coming back, I'm
I've
like,
even heard Tobey Maguire.
what?
I've even heard Tobey
Tobey
Maguire.
Maguire. You know what? Tobey Maguire could actually make an appearance, not because this tie in. This has nothing to do with Wanda's story, but
Mm-hmm.
because we already know that the multiverse of madness is going to be paired up with the finale, with the story of WandaVision. It was already said, like, this is fact, everyone.
Yep.
I think that within Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man 3, that is the connection of these three movies. So I think if there's a cameo, it might be like there's a rip in reality, like a rip in time, that you can see them, and you can see that Doctor Strange is there. You can see that the Pietro is there. You can see that Magneto's there. And again, Magneto in the comics, in the comics of the lore, in the lore of the comics, he was a member also of SWORD at one point. So this is why Magneto actually kind of makes more sense in this, in the spectrum of how they are more deeply connected. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Spider-Man makes more sense because of what's going on in this multiverse of madness, Spider-Man 3 thing, how all these villains are coming back and all that, because it also includes the Spider-Verse. And we haven't heard of this at all, but maybe Madam Web even appears in could even appear in. Yeah, Madam Web could appear in any of these films. For those who don't know who Madam Web is, she's also in control of the Spiders universes. It's kind of like she controls everything, but only that has to do with Spider-Man and a little bit more.
She appears in the season finale of the Fox show, which was my favorite. And that's where you're left with the cliffhanger on the Fox show, and then the show just ends. And you're just like, what? Exactly. But I have to say, it's not completely WandaVision, but it's related. I think it's really funny, the fact that Tom Holland has done quite a few interviews, and now he's saying that he has no idea if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in the Spider-Man movies. And I'm every time I see somebody mention that, I'm just like, LOL. Okay. I'm like, mira, I gotta give it to him because he's getting better at lying, because he used to not
at
that.
He was never under control.
Good on you, Tom Holland.
He was never under control. I think Disney said, you know what? If you say something, I'm gonna cut you $5 million. I was like, oh no, please. All right.
Like,
nothing's happening. No Toby, no Andrew. No. That's all rumors.
Multiverse? What? What is that?
Nothing. Nothing happened. But anyway, yeah.
But I think the show is man, the show is so interesting. I love shows like this that they get you thinking. And I know I mentioned this always, but this and The Mandalorian are like my top, because we were discussing this every week. What's going to happen? What might happen? And, I'm really excited for the future of Marvel. I can't wait to see episode 6. I have heard rumors that there are 10 episodes in this season, but the 10th episode is hidden and it's a surprise. So I'm really excited about that.
I like it to be Josh Brolin in human form and have his voice trigger Wanda.
Holy Diandra Aldro.
Wait a minute. Aldros, explain, why would Josh Brolin's voice trigger Wanda?
Because he plays Thanos.
Oh, right. But here's the thing. This Aldros, this is why I'm asking, because Josh Brolin also played Cable. Cable is the son of Cyclops and Emma.
I know, sí, pero he's connected to Wanda because of Thanos, not because of Cable.
No, that's true. That's why I was like, no, but I said it because now that the X-Men are part of that universe and Deadpool is part of Marvel, that's why I was like, oh man. So if that X-Men,
like Cable, and everyone's like, what the fuck?
That could be something. What if Cable comes up and starts speaking like he is. Like Josh Brolin comes as Cable and it speaks, and she hears like Thanos, and like, what the heck?
And then Cable's like, I play Thanos too, but I can't right now because multiverse purpose.
Yes, they can make him talk, asking him which Spidey suit looks. They can make him talk, asking him which Spidey suit looks better in the film.
No, va a estar, he's gonna be él está cauteloso, como que, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen his interviews recently and he's been very like, él sabe. He knows.
Yeah.
I've been following Tom Holland for a long time. He knows.
That's like, that would be a trick question if you ask it fast. That's like, you gotta ask it fast.
You know, Jimmy Kimmel almost did that to Zendaya. Exacto, Ashley Saldro.
Yeah.
Ya tú sabes. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel did that to Zendaya, where he was asking if she spent Thanksgiving with Spider-Man, and if Tobey Maguire had turkey because Tobey Maguire is a vegetarian, or if they made a vegetarian menu. And she she was like, I can't talk about that. That's what she said. But she's smart too. Zendaya is a queen, so you know.
Nice. I love her.
But I love this episode of WandaVision. I was screaming, I was clapping, I was laughing. I was just like, I'm happy that Marvel is back. I've missed Marvel.
Yeah.
Guys, we got WandaVision. We got WandaVision merch that is coming soon. So you will be seeing us soon with our t-shirts and stuff. Because oh yeah, mira, we bought t-shirts from WandaVision and the Mandalorian. That's hilarious.
Oh, right. That's true. That's so true. Yes.
Irónico. Pero yeah, I thank you for joining into the conversation with your theories and your fun stuff. I can't wait for Friday to see WandaVision. Yeah.
So thank you guys again. We're going to jump into the last universe of the night. And before we continue again, one more time, we want to give thank you for joining us and for being here with us, being part of the conversation. Or if you're watching it after, thank you for just, giving us that view or that follow or that subscription. We really appreciate you being part of our legacy. And that's what it's all about, being part of one legacy. That's all of us. And, just sharing it. And one day coming back and saying like, man, I was there. I was talking to them. I was part of that conversation.
In our universe. Sharing it in our universe.
Yes, exactly.
Legacy universe.
Exactly. It's not the John and Ash universe. It's the legacy universe. Everybody's. Yeah. So thank you guys so much again. And we're going to jump into the last one. So gaming universe. The gaming universe is a thing that is slowly but surely mixing in with movies. And we've seen it in the past decade, how video games become movies, how movies become video games, how video games themselves are movies. And just movies need to become video games themselves. And there actually are. There's like, what was this game that Angela wanted you to play? I forgot. It was like Erica. That. So, and like Detroit Become Human, but it's more like animated. But
Tattletales.
Wow, Yokai Watch.
Have you guys seen Yokai Watch? To anybody who's in the chat, have you seen that show? We got a Yokai Watch. We love that show, but Netflix doesn't have the new season, so whatever. Netflix.
I don't understand why. It's a great show.
The
humor is so real. The humor is so real that I'm like, yes. I freaking love cartoons that do that, like Courage.
Courage.
Yes.
The things I do for love.
The things that do. Muriel. All right. All right. The first news of gaming universe. Mahershala Ali to play Joel. Mahershala Ali to play Joel in The Last of Us series.
See.
Dios Are you mío. Serious?
This is beautiful.
Are you serious?
Give it to me.
So this is mostly speculation and close to being true. It looks like Mahershala
Ali.
Mahershala Ali got offered the role for Joel on the HBO, The Last of Us series. Now, this was very unexpected. Again, because one, in the show, in the game, Joel is not African American. But apparently, if it's true, they're going based off acting chops, and they also want to create something different at the same time, equally. equal. And this is a very surprising news and a topic. But I want to read something real quick that has to do with the same news, and this comes from the Illuminati. Illuminati. This is so funny. Illuminati. It has to do with Marshall Ali. Here we go. Fans are eagerly awaiting the upcoming HBO adaptation of acclaimed video game The Last of Us. The Last of Us has won countless awards and is considered one of the greatest video games of all time. Neil Druckmann, the franchise creator, as well as original creator, director, and writer of The Last of Us games, will be working as a writer and executive producer on the upcoming HBO series, along with Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin. Crowless Strauss and the Game of Thrones Chernobyl will also serve as the executive producer on the series. The Last of Us series is a co-production with Sony Pictures Television, PlayStation Production, Word Games, and franchise created by Naughty Dog. That is something that everybody knows. This is what I want. Sorry, guys. I started reading something that was not useful right now. This is what it's used for. Marshall Ali offered the lead role of Joel. Here we go. It looks like the production has found their pick for the lead role. The Illuminati can exclusively reveal that Marshall Ali has been offered the role of Joel, which will be interesting departure from the traditional look of the game. And the reason why it is, traditional, again, not just because he's African American, is because he's from Texas. Now, we're not saying that the African Americans cannot be Texan and have that that accent, but that is why they're straying away a little bit from the original. That being said, Ali definitely has the range as an actor to play the character and could be a fantastic choice to build the franchise around. At this point. Yeah. Sorry. At this point, the role is Ali's for the taking if he decides to sign his offered contract. Something funny, and I that Ash said was that she wants, and she wrong button. All right, she'll be back in a second. Jesus, this camera. I know she said it doesn't work. But I'm okay, but I hate when it becomes like that, unblurred. You guys see it. This is so weird. I get distracted. Anyway, she mentioned that what if Tommy, his brother, is played by Idris Elba? I'm like, whoa, that'd be crazy. But the fact is that Mahershala Ali is a fantastic actor, and I know some fans would be troubled with the fact that they're changing the character's physical appearance, and I kind of feel a little bit, not betrayed. I kind of feel the itch, oh man, okay, like that little niche of, man, it could have been that guy from Game of Thrones that people really want. But again, I want the best for the project, and if the best for the project is, acting chop and the ability, that will sell you on anything. They're not playing a bodybuilder. They're not playing an extremely skinny guy, just a regular, normal looking average person. And it doesn't matter in this point who really plays it. If it comes to acting ability and knowing who can actually, give the 100% for the portrayal of Joel, whom has played the game, and we all in love, and he got killed in the second game, massacred, then I don't have a problem with it, because for as good as the game is and as great of a story we have seen in the first two games, I believe that HBO has the ability, and as I was speaking earlier about the comparisons between a book and a show, putting into movies, like a book can be exploited into being a TV show and have more details than it would have in a movie. So because this is a video game that you can play it through 8 or 14 to 15 hours, this is a perfect scenario for The Last of Us to be portrayed excellently and give justice to what the game really is. Again, this carries a lot of weight. This is one of the greatest games ever made. So with that weight, you do need a chain like HBO to let the producers, go all out as the game has, in terms of the brutality, the emotions, and all of that, just like Game of Thrones did. So
Mhm.
I think Last of Us in HBO Max, it is the perfect streaming service for it to be in. And I believe that Mahershala Ali, it is a great choice to portray a multi-universe Joel. But he is a great choice. He is a
Mhm.
great actor. And I believe this can work. Whether
Yeah.
it is true or not, we don't know yet. Confirmation, but I think it will work.
I have to say that I hope that it's true. I was surprised when I saw this news because I found it on Twitter. And I have to say that for me, it was surprising, but at the same time, I understand why it's being done because if you guys have had the opportunity to play The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2, these are games that like to push the boundaries. So I'm not expecting them with all of the liberty that they're going to have and all of the story that they're going to be able to have with a TV show on HBO Max. I'm not expecting them to do any less.
Mm-hmm.
And I really have to say that I am down for this casting. I want it to be true. I am a huge fan of Mahershala Ali. I think he's an excellent actor. I can't wait to see him in Blade because he's gonna be the new Blade
Oh
as
my God!
well.
Right, he's also Blade.
Yes,
Jeez,
and I
this
think
is like
he's
Pedro Pascal. Like he's running
he's
everywhere.
everywhere, and I think he's I like the direction that the show is going, and I really hope that other characters that we know are casted differently. Like I don't know why when they announced The Last of Us the series, I was thinking, what if they cast Abby like completely different from the video game? And it's a way of you breathing new life into something that is already known by not only adding certain elements from the story that weren't in the game. So that's why I'm very excited for this news, and I really hope this is true. I really hope this is true. I think it's going to be a game changer. And knowing Neil Druckmann, he's going to make this choice. Like I know he's going to want this to be completely different from the video game because I know there's a lot of fans of the video game, but they said firsthand that they want the series to be different. Like it's going to be a whole new thing. So I am down for this. I hope it's true. And when they confirm it, I can't wait to see Mahershala Ali as Joel in The Last of Us. He's gonna freaking kill it, man.
And man, I think, and I agree with the last thing you said. If it's a completely different thing, I am all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be all for it even if it wasn't, but I am all for it because that way no one expects anything. No
Yep.
one can expect the same story. And that's why I'm also anxious and I'm anticipating the movie from Tom Holland of Uncharted, because it's a story that
Ooh.
we haven't seen and it was only created for a DC comic book.
Yeah,
So
well, that's a theory that I have because they said that it's going to be completely different from the games, and if you guys didn't know, Uncharted does have a series of comic books published under DC that a lot of people don't know about. So I told John, and I think there's a novel, there's like 2 or 3 novels in between games of adventures that Nathan Drake has. So I was telling John this would be the perfect opportunity to use that platform to showcase these stories, especially with Tom Holland, who is he's such a good actor and he's a younger version of Drake. I
yeah,
think the comic book from DC is actually set before, like way before the first game where we meet Nathan Drake.
yeah,
So that's, even though I love the video games, I love when they adapt them into things that it's like, oh, I know what this is, but what you're giving me is completely different from the experience that I had playing it. Because after I've played Last of Us Part 2, Uncharted, I kind of don't want to see the same thing like plastered on the screen. You can have certain elements of it, and I think
yeah.
I think that's what they should do. So I'm excited for this news, man. I was very excited to see this. I hope
Me
it's true.
too.
I hope it's true.
So yeah, so your thoughts, comment below. And honestly, I think Last of Us is something fantastic, and will be fantastic once it's released on HBO, because I don't remember too many HBO shows being crap or really bad. There have been okay shows, good shows, and really good shows. Yeah, so I'm expecting greatness from HBO in The Last of Us series. So we're going to jump into the next news. And not that one, because we talked about that one already.
We already talked about that.
Epic Games settles lawsuit against a 14-year-old Fortnite player. What in the heck? Okay. So here's the thing. I came across this news, and this was actually a last-minute installment because we have some other Fortnite news. Yeah. But this was something that it was shocking to me. And again, there's a lot of people that cheat in games and stuff like that. And it's disgusting. There's really no reason for you to cheat in games. That the point of a game is for you to enjoy. If you enjoy cheating, then man, there's something wrong with you. You're not no. So I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read this real quick. Here it is. Epic Games has settled a 2017 lawsuit against a 14-year-old Fortnite player who allegedly made YouTube videos of himself using cheating software. Why would you expose yourself like that, bro?
No, he's 14. No.
Doesn't matter. Are you serious, man? As noted by PC Gamer, the court documents don't contain the details of the settlement. Epic first sued the 14-year-old in 2017, claiming he had downloaded and used cheating software and showed other players how to use it in its YouTube videos. Epic also claimed that the player had violated Epic's copyright by using the cheat to modify the game's code, and that he had created a secondary YouTube channel to circumvent a DMCA of his video on YouTube. Quote, a defendant is a cheater, unquote. Epic wrote in its initial complaint, adding her harshly, sorry, quote, nobody likes a cheater and nobody likes playing with cheaters, unquote. I definitely don't like watching or playing with cheaters. And if you haven't seen my video of Call of Duty, I explain very clearly why I would never buy a battle pass in Call of Duty, ever. You should go to your YouTube channel and check it out. In response to the initial suit, the minor's mother wrote an impatient letter to the courts, contesting Epic's claim and saying the company was using a 14-year-old child as a scapegoat. Why would they do that if he actually publicly, evidence for Epic Games showed that he was cheating?
Yeah.
While it was wild for Epic to go after a minor in 2017, suing individual cheaters feels a bit quaint now, bearing in mind how much Fortnite cheating has exploded since. The 2019 Fortnite World Cup was rife with cheating scandals in the qualifiers. Most notable World Cup competitor XSIF received a temporary suspension for teaming during qualifiers. And fans cheered his elimination during the World Cup match. Epic has tried to revamp its competitive rules, but casual and professional players have continued finding ways to cheat in the matches, in particular 2020's FNCS.
Increíble.
I want to say this. There is no way. This is. Wow. Hey, Angelo. He estado aquí, pero la señal mía está malita. Okay, that's no problem. That's no problem. Thank you for being here. Se te aprecia un montón. Really, really. Guess that's why Ninja is leaving the game for the 100th time, Lola. Yes. And listen, I am a casual gamer of Fortnite. Casual. Like I hadn't played Fortnite in almost like 3 years or 4 years.
You should tell them what happened to me when I played the first time.
Yeah. When Ashley played the first time ever was like about 2 to 3 weeks ago, right? Or less.
I think a week ago.
A week ago. This was her first time playing Fortnite. Her first time a solo. And she won.
Victory Royale.
I was like, oh my God.
Papa.
Like, this is incredible. And the reason why we came back to Fortnite was because we
¿Por qué
saw.
ustedes creen? Espérate. ¿Por qué ustedes creen? What do you guys think?
Oh,
Dígame.
man.
They're
Why do
gonna know.
we.
Ellos son fiel. They're gonna know. Why did we come back to Fortnite? Give me one reason why. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the comments.
All right. Before we see that, Angelo is saying,
I'm searching that.
¿vieron el casting de Ellie en
Oh,
TLU?
qué linda. I love
TLOU.
it. I have it
Señor,
right
dale share ahí. Let's
here.
see.
I love it. Qué bella. Voy. Pompeadera.
And no one has said anything because they don't know about Fortnite, probably.
Ay, chicos, gente, ¿qué pasa? Because of the Mandalorian.
Yes, because of the Mandalorian. We came back to Fortnite because of the Mandalorian. I literally paid, I think it was like $10, right? We paid $10 to actually get the Mandalorian. And it was great. I'm just enjoying playing with him. And I play a lot of solos. And it's pretty cool. Now, I still hate the fact that I have to build. I am a okay builder.
I never build.
Actually, never builds. I am an okay builder, and I have one without building. I have one building less.
Me too.
But I hadn't played the game in 4 or 5 years because, again, and this is something that also happens to Call of Duty, and I don't want to. I don't like it either. Is that they need, and I understand that crossplay is a huge thing and all that, and it doesn't really matter if they're crossplaying or not. There's cheaters everywhere, but there is just a standard disadvantage when you play on a console and then when people play on the PC. There is a complete disadvantage because mouse is faster than an analog and more accurate because you can control it. You can give headshots like crazy and you can kill people as fast. So it is a disadvantage to the people that are playing with the controller. It's still like them like pumping steroids into their mouse, into their keyboard, into their game. So PC gamers with console gamers should not be playing against each other. Console players with console players like PlayStation versus Xbox, that is okay, even though there's still a way to cheat in the controller. But still, without even trying to cheat, there's an advantage on PC gamers on competitive that they have over console gaming. Now, this kid cheated when he was 14 years old, and people haven't stopped cheating. And as Cap Jack said, for the 100th time, a ninja is going to leave the game. Again, that's when you play for competitiveness, and I can still play Call of Duty, and there could be cheaters and stuff like that. But that's the reason why I can damage. I mean, Activision gets damaged because nobody will spend money on their pass. That is where they make their money. They don't make their money by people playing their free game. It's a free game. They make their money by people buying their battle passes, including Fortnite. Fortnite's a free game. Epic Games makes their money by people buying their battle passes, not by playing a free game. So if people don't want to play this game or want to give money to them, what's up, Spider Popo? ¿Qué es la que hay? ¿Qué es la que hay? And aquí dice Cap Jack dice, I got Baby Yoda, bro. I am trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there.
Cap Jack, tú tienes el Beskar armor también. Buenas noches, Spider Popo.
Sí, no, sí. He has to have it.
If he's at 100, ¿verdad?
Yeah, he has to have it.
Cap Jack, envidia te tengo.
But yeah, it's it's a disadvantage. So this kid's cheating, everybody else cheating. You don't have to leave the game because there's cheaters. They're going to be dealt with. Just don't pay any money for them. Don't pay a battle pass if they're cheaters, and make the company do their best to just eliminate that and eliminate crossplay between PC and consoles. Because again, as I said before, PC versus console gamers is already a disadvantage in the regular base. When you amp up the cheating, that's horrendously disadvantaged, and it actually ruins the fun of even the casual gamer. So That's on Epic Games, and that's on Activision for the Call of Duty thing. But here we go. The Sparrow Wolf. ¿Qué es la que hay? Están llegando ahora. ¿Qué es la que hay?
Saben, tengo un breaking news por ahí, ¿oíste, John? Tengo breaking news.
Yes. And here we go. Ahsoka. Sí. Y ahí saludándose. Yes. But yeah, and I'm gonna leave Ash to actually show us what the casting. What was the casting?
Okay, so yeah,
for
I
Ellie?
have to say thank you to Angelo because he basically let us know this happened an hour ago. Yes. So this is the breaking news. Bella Ramsay has been cast as Ellie in the Last of Us HBO series. She was
she was in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yes,
oh, I remember her.
Yes, she was.
Whoa.
This is breaking news, guys. Breaking news. So we have the possibility of Mahershala Ali as Joel, which we were discussing in the movie, in the gaming universe as we started the section. And this just happened an hour ago. So Bella Ramsay has been cast as Ellie in the Last of Us HBO series. I love how she looks. I am down.
Yes.
I cannot wait for this freaking show, bro.
This is great. And you know what? When I saw her in Game of Thrones, as Angela was saying, yes, she's a Bear Island lady. It was insane because she was actually in the Battle of the North, like up there with the freaking Jesus. I finished the show and I forgot the name of those things. The White Walkers. And she was great. I loved seeing her act. I love seeing her being like a strong women empowered with lands and all like that. Like it felt right. She was kind of like growing up into the same level of what the Stark girl was growing into as well. But she was even younger and she was like meaner and badder and all good. So she can actually play Ellie. And now that I'm imagining it, like she could be the Ellie of the game and portray.
But there's people on Twitter saying she doesn't look anything like the character. Guys, get over it.
Mahershala Ali doesn't look anything like Joel.
Get over it.
And he's the fantastic actor. Please, like,
it's a show.
Shut up, people.
It's a live action series, guys. This is not the video game. Dios mío. Pero Angelo dice aquí que the same article, which is the Vanity Fair article, said that the Ali casting won't happen. They wanted him, but didn't came through. So, boo-hoo.
We're not getting Mahershala Ali.
I hope it's a diversion. Thank you. That's all that I'm saying.
This happened while we were actually on this, guys.
We were live.
This happens while we were live because, oh my gosh.
Pero I love her casting. I love how she looks. Y para mí, if she was in Game of Thrones, she's going to be a kick-ass Ellie. Anybody that comes from Game of Thrones, I have massive respect for their acting because Game of Thrones does not have bad actors, guys. They do not cast bad people at all. Like even the person that sweeps the floor in Game of Thrones is good. So.
Yeah. Oh, here, right. Here's the thing, Cat Jack. I want to say something about that. You said I always pictured Elliot Page as Ellie. I'll tell you something that actually happened when The Last of Us first was about to come out. The first game, the image of Ellie was actually Elliot Page's when he was Ellen Page when he was Ellen Page before. So Elliot at that time actually almost sued Naughty Dog because of the image, because they actually carried over her image. Now I think we can find. I'm going to try and find the actual photos. Let me see. Ellie first looks in Last of Us. Let's see. In Last of Us looks in. Okay. I want to see if I can find it because no, I don't think it's going to happen because it was a very controversial thing when it first came out. Oh, here it is. No. I'm never going to find these photos. Let me see.
I think you're only gonna have the story because they probably deleted that by now. All of that.
Oh no, I found it.
You found it?
Yes, I did. I found it. All right, so I'm gonna share it real quick, guys, so you guys can see what I was talking about. This is not really fan casting at all. This actually happened out, and I was very aware of when it came out, when this happened, when the very first Last of Us game actually came out. Noemi Sanchez, hey, hi Noemi.
Hola Noemi.
Hey,
Besos y
welcome.
abrazos. Bienvenida.
Gracias por estar aquí. Thank you. Here we go. Ellie, first look. Okay, here we go.
Esa que the big one that's there? That's the one that you're trying to?
Yeah. So here it is. This is it. So that's the article, but this is the picture. See? This is Elliot Page as of now, and this is where they changed it to. And we can tell because look at the article. Yes, Ellen Page knows Ellie from The Last of Us looks like her, and she is not happy about it. And this article, as you see here, 2013. This was real, guys. This was real. So based off of that, they had to change a couple things, adjust the facial, recognition of the, they changed the art completely. So it was actually something that happened, Capjack.
He messed up.
Yeah.
But made some money.
Yes.
Oh, en serio. Thank you. Gracias por el raid. Thank you.
Oh.
No sabía,
Gracias. Thank you, guys. Those who are joining, thank you. Gracias por estar aquí. Thank you for being here with us. This is the Legacy Universe. Aquí mismo estamos hablando. No raid. No raid. Salud. Hicieron raid para acá.
Ok, perdón. Ok, ya entendí. I'm sorry.
Me confundí.
Que ellos hicieron raid para acá. No, perdón.
Que ellos se movieron. They moved over here. It's like.
Yo buscando el raid como que, pero ¿dónde está?
No, me confundieron.
Fui yo, fue mi culpa. Fue mi culpa.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Where were we talking about like before this? Oh, Epic Games. So yeah, pretty much. Let's jump to the next news because of that, because that was Angela, and thank you, Angela, for bringing that up because we did talk about this about Last of Us. But anyway, let's jump into the other news of the gaming universe, and which is Flash skin to be added to Fortnite.
There you go. Ahí está.
We were talking about Fortnite, about the suit that they had with the 14-year-old, but now that we're going to add, the Flash, and we've seen that they had previous installments of the Marvel universe with Thanos and all that, and the Batman with the DC.
I have Poison Ivy. Mi personaje en Fortnite is Poison Ivy, bebé.
Yeah. And this is actually something that, what time is it? Because I can actually identify. Oh, it's done. The event, there was an event from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time, I think it was, or Eastern time, where you could have gotten the Flash for free if you were in the top 1,000 players. So it would have been your suit. You would have had it. You could play with it. So yeah, that was.
I think you get the suit. You get like a book bag shaped as ¿cómo se llama eso? La electricidad. The electric things, the Flash thing, and then you get two bolts, two thunderbolts.
Two thunderbolts,
to damage and build. So I mean, it's cool. I don't see myself particularly buying it. I have to say that what Aldro said last night, that possibly for the Suicide Squad, if they drop a Harley Quinn skin, I might get that. Pero I'm happy with Poison Ivy. She's been my good luck charm. Con ella es la única que gano. Con los demás no gano. So.
Yeah, let me look at the comments here. No, vinimos solitos. Yes, we got that. And then said, Alex tuvo issues con el internet y los bacalaos se dispersaron, pero nos reencontramos aquí. Gracias, aquí está brutal. Pero Flash en Fortnite es mega unfair. Tú sabes lo rápido que va a ser, que va a construir.
I was gonna say, Starwolf. I was gonna ask, does that mean that he's gonna have the same powers in 1, running, and 2, constructing? Porque si no,
can you imagine?
That's gonna be a major fail. Como que this is just a character, but he's not fast.
They can't.
Bro, en serio.
Here's the thing.
Pues no lo traiga. Mira.
No, pero here's the thing. There is actually a function in Fortnite, an ability that you can either open in a box or eat a fish. I think it was. If you eat a fish, you become even faster. So I think, they might create something in a box in one of the chests that you can open, and you probably consume the Speed Force for like maybe 30 or a minute or 30 seconds. If you consume the Speed Force, it's
no sé.
it'd be cool.
It's like ese anuncio que decía, para eso no me parece.
No me parece. I hope he can face through enemy construct. Bro! That's it. That's what I'm saying. Like, they could literally add to the game the Speed Force in a chest. They open the chest, boom, Chisumen.
Corillo, I'm telling you, it's just gonna be the skin y people are gonna be like, this sucks.
Yo, this is crazy.
If not gonna do any of that, no hace sentido. It doesn't make any sense to bring into this game a mushroom.
A mushroom. See? It's a mushroom. No. There's a mushroom. That's what she meant. There's a mushroom that you can consume and you become faster.
Que lo dejen por allá.
Que lo dejen por allá. El perico.
El perico Flash.
El perico Flash. Hashtag shung.
Ay, Dios. If he's not gonna have any visibilities, eso no vale la pena. No lo compren, corillo. O sea, I'm sorry.
You know, but that's what I was trying to talk about earlier, like buying battle passes, skins, and all that. If you feel like the game is being fair to you, if you feel like you're enjoying the game, sure, why not? But if the game is being the opposite of what I just mentioned, like Call of Duty is being with almost everybody, and if you go and watch the video on YouTube or Instagram, I say I'm never going to buy a battle pass for Call of Duty, then don't buy it. You know, that's just it. Is that Grant Gustin is not that buff? Espérate, let me see that.
No, en verdad.
It's true. Pero I mean, he's not buff right here. Kind of el antebrazo.
No, pero you know what happens with Grant Gustin? Es que Grant Gustin tiene un cuerpo rarito, porque he's like buff on the top, pero las caderas de él son como que bien, qué sé yo, no sé. Es rarito su cuerpito.
Mira, Sparrow says, Batman tenía grapple y batijodiendas.
A ver, porque yo no leí, I didn't read that he was going to have his special abilities to build. Es que, loco, tú sabes how many people will be pissed at that. Que este tipo es como que, ahí todo el mundo compra Flash y cada vez que sea Fortnite, everybody's going to be Flash.
I think by the time that it actually comes out and you'll be able to purchase him, there's going to be an ability where you could actually consume the Speed Force for at least a minute. I think that's going to happen. I think that's really going to happen.
I think I've only... yo dejé que John comprara Mandalorian because it's the Mandalorian. Hello, like we love The Mandalorian.
Ella me obligó.
Sí, yo lo obligué. Es verdad. Yo le dije, si vas a jugar Fortnite, juega con el Mandalorian.
Juega con el Mandalorian. Las cosas que he comprado, dale, yo lo pago.
Olvídate.
She's like, I'll pay for it, yes.
Pero I bought a DC pack. I think it was like $30, pero me trajo Poison Ivy, 2 versiones de Poison Ivy, 2 versiones del Joker, y otro tipo ahí que no sé quién es, pero I used Poison Ivy. Entonces, I got V-Bucks y I got the Battle Pass with the V-Bucks that came with that package. So, I have the Mandalorian too. Pero, mi chica es Poison Ivy. Ella es la que me trae las victorias. So.
Aquí, +1 para Almera, sir.
Yo dejé que lo comprara en Booster. Yo dejé que lo
comprara. En Booster ya me obligó. Yo...
pues él me dijo, no, quiero volver por The Mandalorian, y yo, pues no vas a jugar sin el Mandalorian. That doesn't make any sense.
That's how it happened. That's how it happened. It's true. Okay. Well, let's jump into the last news of the gaming universe and possibly of the night. Here we go, and we got a doozy. And this is a shame because, you know, this company was well known by the great games like The Witcher and then
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk is a great game. It's just the amount of glitches.
I haven't played Cyberpunk. We haven't played Cyberpunk in a while. See, we erased it. So
but it is CD Projekt Red gets hacked. They got hacked. Do we have? No, we don't have a picture of that because there's no picture. Oh
No,
yes, I do have.
I put the Twitter. The
It's an
Twitter says.
article. It's a Twitter thing. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share this so you guys can see. This was the note. It was a note that was sent actually to CD Projekt Red. Apparently, they got hacked, and it was like live, and it was crazy. But let me actually start sharing here so that I can explain exactly what that is. Share. And where is the CD Projekt Red? So okay, here we go. If you guys can see, here it is. This file was shown.
Sorry, el GIF ese.
Oh yeah, this file was shown in the CD Projekt Red's Twitter page. Apparently, yesterday they discovered that they became victims of a cyber attack. As you see here, this is from cyber. They became a victim of cyber attack due to which some of our internal systems have been compromised. So there was also news that not that CD Projekt. Okay, so here's where I started. People thought that CD Projekt Red was hacking through Cyberpunk, but in the actuality, they got hacked and they were able to have the files and codes and rewrite the codes of Cyberpunk and their old games. But I'll see, and you'll see how like in your face this is. An unidentified actor gained unauthorized access to our internal network, collected certain data belonging to CD Projekt Red Capital Group, and left a ransom note to the content of which we released to the public. Although some devices in our network have been encrypted, our backups remain intact. We have already secured our IT infrastructure and begun restoring the data. We will not give in to the demands nor negotiate with the actor, being aware that this may eventually lead to the release of our compromised data. We are taking necessary steps to mitigate the consequences of such a release, in particular by approaching any parties that may be affected due to the breach. This is scary because if they have some concealed news about something that they shouldn't be releasing, this is troublesome for the, I freaking love The Witcher. I was, hoping this company would come up with a fantastic game outside of what is right now Cyberpunk. They had so much promise, but as I continue here, we are still investigating the incident. However, at this time, we can confirm that, to our best knowledge, the compromised system did not contain any personal data of our players or users of our services. We have already approached the relevant authorities, including law enforcement and the president of the Personal Data Protection Office, as well as the IT forensic specialist, and we will closely cooperate with them in order to fully investigate this incident. Wow.
Don't be surprised if the multiplayer comes out randomly.
Yeah. And even things that are hidden, because, and here's the message. So here's the encrypted note. I mean, not the encrypted. Here's the note that they actually left. It says, "Hello, CD Projekt Red. You have been epically owned. We have dubbed full copies of the source codes from your Perforce server for Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3, Gwent, and the Gwent is actually a card game of The Witcher, and the unreleased version of The Witcher 3. There was an unreleased version of The Witcher 3.
Wow. What the hell?
We have also dubbed all of your documents relating to accounting, administration, legal, HR, investor relations, and more. Also, we have encrypted all of your servers, but we understand that you can most likely recover from backups. If we will not come to an agreement, then your source code will be sold or leaked online, and your documents will be sent to our contacts in gaming journalism. Your public image will go down the shitter even more, and people will see how shitty your company functions. Investors will lose trust in your company, and stock will dive even lower. You have 48 hours to contact us."
Mano, I have to say that I think I see all of this that's happening, and I think that they signed a deal with the devil when they decided to do Cyberpunk. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been like this bad luck situation. Everything started when
Mm.
mira,
Yeah.
yo soy igual Sparrow. Yo
Like a
estoy
falcon, yeah.
harvesting material. Yo estoy harvesting materials hasta que quedan 10 en el círculo y ahí es que me meto a disparar a todo el mundo. That's what I
Yeah.
do. Y a
Hey,
Giancarlo,
yeah.
what's up? Woo!
And
Um,
lastly, so wait. A company that make a hacking game got hacked. Gotta be careful what you promote these days. Bien duro.
insert Travolta give here.
The cyber curse.
Cyber curse.
Ahí está.
Because mano, it's been like, and everything happened when they started getting delayed. I've always said this from the first instant that it happened. The day that CD Projekt Red said, "We promise that this game is not going to get delayed again," that was their biggest mistake, because coming from somebody who, from two people that have worked in retail and have been managers, the worst thing that you can do to a customer is promise that a product will not be delayed. So for me, from the moment that they said, "We promise this is not going to be delayed," that was that they signed the contract with the devil, and then everything that has happened so far has been a repercussion. Yeah, because of that. So this is crazy. This is crazy.
It's scary, and I'm not even the company. And you know what? You shouldn't be. We shouldn't be scared of anything. The one that should be scared is CD Projekt Red at this point,
Oh yeah.
because you know what can the hackers release, or
Mm-hmm.
is it really a PR stunt? I don't think this is a PR stunt, because this, from them signing the letter, the statement with their
Mm-hmm.
logo, their signature,
Yep.
and it is truth, because if they're doing this as a publicity stunt, they're gonna go down no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
because you cannot take this to that kind of level and survive from this. Now, if this
Yeah.
is real, you're gonna probably go down still. Now, they say they're taking the best measures possible to protect their company and protect people, personal assets from people, because this also includes, if my theory, if what I heard was correct, not a
Mm-hmm.
theory, what I heard is that through Cyberpunk, they could hack people's personal
I heard that.
accounts.
I heard that.
Now, how true is this? I'm not quite sure, but from this that we're watching
Angelo.
right now,
Angelo no dijo eso, ¿verdad? That's what he said last week, I think.
yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this could be very true. Again,
Mm-hmm.
we live in a world that's, at one point, like 10, 15 years ago, people would say, "Oh, I saw him boosted." Like, that will never happen, bro. You're watching too many movies. Bro, movies have become the reality.
Yeah.
How do you think most movies are made? Based off on true stories or
Mm-hmm.
true moments that can people find common sense or common knowledge in them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't create a script just because, like
See?
that. There's some
Yeah, it was.
commonality of reality that you have to put into the film. That's how we can actually feel connected with the movie and feel emotions and love or like the movie,
Yeah.
or hate the
And I
movie for that matter.
And I was gonna say that we were talking about this in our movie/TV universe, but why do you guys think that now in 2021, most of the films that are being made are either based on documentaries or either based on experience behind the scenes of a movie production, or they are based on artists and they want to depict their life? Because right now, everything that's happening in the world is stuff that we were used to only seeing in the movies. Now all of that has become real. So from where do these people start pulling from to make these new stories? Like
Mm-hmm.
this whole hack thing, it feels like a whole Terminator situation. And that's something that I was mentioning to John, because I read that in Hong Kong, I believe, they are getting ready to release Sophia. And if you guys don't know who Sophia is, she is the first robot, like a female robot, and she's gonna come out to the world. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember seeing that, and I said, this is gonna be like Terminator, like Skynet is gonna take over.
Sky.
Like it's very
Yeah.
everything is very tangible nowadays. So
Yes.
it's gonna be difficult to bring a certain type of entertainment to the audience that people can feel connected to in some way, shape, or form. That's not real. So
Yeah, indeed, the connection is needed. Yeah, that human factor is true. Productions seek that awe factor. Yep. Ay Dios, vi un reportaje de eso hoy.
I saw it last week and I freaked out. I literally sent it because we have a chat with like my family and then John's family. I literally sent it and I was like, well, Terminator's coming today. I'll be
Yes.
back.
Yo, this is gonna be crazy.
Ooh.
And again, the fact that we're so advanced in technology, and this is we're still talking about CD Project Red, but of their hack is that technology, and I speak of this with my boss, is that technology is so advanced at this point that for and with respect for whoever doesn't believe in them or anything like that, but extraterrestrials, when you look at the stars and they come here, like UFOs and stuff like that, you would think that how many years have they lived to actually get to that type of technology. How many years do we have to take to actually get to that technology? And it is scary because we've seen how the world is with technology. We've seen how manipulative, how false, how hurtful we can become.
Yep.
And we don't have the patience or the acknowledgement of how much we are making people suffer with just a comment, and not just a comment because you can comment. That's not just it. It's just that it's being used sometimes for the wrong reasons. And it shouldn't have been that way. It should have been a connection, a source of communication and understanding, and people, yes, having their own opinions, but doing it respectfully, not butchering or doing stuff that are crazy. But again, that's the world we live in, and that's something that it's probably not going to stop at all.
Yeah.
It's just to modernize and dim it down a little bit. And you would think that a virus like COVID would have done that, but honestly, every day you do get great people and people that will try to do the right thing. But there's still some people out there that will not, and we are pretty much living under a microscope from
all the time
whoever is watching us. This is real. This is not, this is real.
It's real when you have your phone on you. It's real even if your computer is shut off, but if it's open, they can still access your camera. Like I feel like we're in a very fickle state. Privacy is something that doesn't exist anymore. Like that's just not true. You can go to Facebook or whatever and put everything on private. People can still access that. People can, like, the only way you can get safe is not having a social media account. And again, this is something that brings me back. I'm thinking about the social dilemma because I understand what you're saying about technology. And again, technology has great things because thanks to technology, John can play with his family on PlayStation. We can FaceTime them now. We can have these conversations with you guys, even if it's online. You guys are seeing us and we're having a back and forth. That's the wonderful part of technology. But there's always something, like it always gets to a point where something finds something that it's damaging and they profit from it and they keep profiting from it, or it's caused and it's not the intention. So it's like a very complex and it's a very complex theme that we can be talking about for the whole night. So
yes. So I'm gonna read some comments here real quick. Ella bien psycha dijo para par de cosas bien scary. Yes, I remember that actually when I saw Sophia speak and talk about humanity, it truly was like I felt like I was seeing Skynet be built. It truly felt like a Skynet was being built right there. I work in IT. We'll be saved by a bug in the system made by a lazy programmer. So I wouldn't worry so much. Yes. Yo tengo un dilema con el dilema del documental ese. Yo tengo un dilema con el dilema.
Yo te digo que I by that point we were doing like the Legacy Universe stuff. I remember that I didn't have a Facebook for almost 4 years because I don't use Facebook. I communicate with my family every day, so I'm like that's all that I need, And I remember watching that documentary, and I think I shut down Instagram for like probably a month,
Mm-hmm.
because I was like I can't like I can't deal with the fact that this is being used for such bad things. You know what I'm saying? Like the only reason we have social media is because we have to make the connections with you guys and
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you
which
need a
is which
Facebook, you need
which
a which is
which should be the right thing.
yeah, it should be
Connection, positive
definitely.
connection, like all these kinds of things that would make, a great human being, a
Yeah.
great company, a great source, a great soul, anything that is positive.
Mhm.
When it becomes the Terminator,
Yeah.
that's where it screws
Or
everything
you get
up.
scared and you start to see it. Mira, si es por mí, I would still not have a Facebook or even an Instagram. I don't even post on my Instagram. I post like stories and stuff, pero no es una cosa que. And it's
Yeah.
because I enjoy like we enjoy our privacy. We like that. So it's como que it's such a complicated topic
Hmm.
to talk about. But when it's used positively to connect with other people because you love the same thing, like we do every
Hmm.
single week when we either play a game or we're like talking about news, that's when I say like, mira, pues, o sea, social media could be so much bigger and so much
And it's so
better.
much better. Which the right reason why it was created,
Exactly.
the correct reason why it was created. But
Everything
here,
everything
yeah,
gets tarnished. Yep.
that's
Yep.
that's right. Yeah, Sparrow says, siempre ha existido la manipulación de las masas, siempre ha sido algo real, sobre todo en ámbitos de compra, venta, se llaman mercadeo. That
Yo
is
iba a
absolutely
decir,
1000% true porque I
ujú,
studied marketing at least in high school, and
yo
even then, like, it's true.
yo iba a decir que Sparrow tiene razón porque yo creo que yo estudié una clase de mercadeo en Sagrado cuando yo estaba estudiando periodismo allá. Y they explain everything from how the brand is built to even the colors. There are certain colors that attract people to go to the restaurant, to go to the store. Son ciertos colores que atraen a la gente por sus sensaciones.
Yeah.
It's a whole, yeah.
Y en ese documental se fueron mega amarillistas y metemiedos.
Yeah,
Si te pones a pensar en todo lo que mencionas, ni sales de tu cuarto.
that's true.
Me tiré un mega rant cuando lo escuché porque hasta así fue que lo consumí, tipo podcast.
Mhm.
Um, Todo lo que ellos mencionan son cosas que ya existían. Hay que tener cuidado con eso porque obsesiona y toda obsesión es peligrosa. Listen,
Mhm.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Y yo, o sea, I agree with absolutely everything that you said.
Mhm.
The reality of, porque when we actually saw the documentary, we were not surprised the fact
Mhm.
that that these things existed. We
Yeah.
knew they
Yeah.
existed like you did. We just wanted to see the documentary because we wanted to know what they were going to say, because it's already there. It's just, and I believe this documentary was also made for the people that are so
Into it.
oblivious. No,
Sí.
like oblivious, like
Sí.
can't
Bendito.
don't know anything about it, that they put things like crazy, que no son cuidadosos, they're not
If you
careful with
guys
what they do.
if you guys ever like if you have ever been to New York City, this is the top place to be like that. People are so oblivious here. Like I 100%. It's incredible.
It's and here's the thing, that again, this already existed and we knew. And like I said, I truly think that the purpose of this documentary is to make people aware that it exists for those who are oblivious.
Mhm.
And in my opinion, it did work. It probably might have worked in certain level as it should have. A meter miedo, like Sparrow Wolf said, like to put fear in people. But sometimes there is that is what you need. Like people
Mhm.
don't get rocked out of their insane, trance if you don't make like a heavy push for them. Like if you go, it's like when you're trying to talk to somebody that's on the phone and you go like, hey, hey, they're not
Mhm.
answering. You go, hey, and you got, and they
Yeah.
go, what's going on? That is it. That was it. Like, hey, wake up! Like this is what's happening.
Mhm.
But Sparrow says again, do you guys remember El Revolu de Inconvenient Truth? No,
No,
I actually do
pero
not remember that at all.
I I can do research on that. Definitely. I
Yes.
love research, so
Yeah. Algo muy similar pasó back then,
mm,
pero ya no es relevante para las masas.
mm, sí.
So apelaron a esto. Y, sorry, y en 5 a 10 años verás otro del mismo tipo. Yes, we will see. Yeah, that's it. A veces funcionan como buen wake up call. Yeah, that was exactly what this was.
Pero también, for me, it's because I see so many people saying like, oh, I saw the documentary, y ya no tengo social media, qué sé yo. Es que the problem that I see is that people know it's bad, y they might contribute to not having social media to help the cause en cuestión de all of the bad things that they're doing. But es que it doesn't stick, porque dicen al principio, oh, I'm out of social media, I deleted it. Sí, exacto. Te entra por un oído y te sale por el otro. Y, ese es, y that's the problem. That's the problem in a lot of things. It's not only on the whole social media spectrum. There's a problem on a lot of things that people say, oh, sí, I stopped. Pero immediately, like probably ponle que a week later, they're back at it. Es como que there's no commitment to change, to
No
do
self-control.
no self-control, and it's really it's sad, mano. It's
Yeah.
really sad.
Fue un documental del cambio climático. Oh, okay, wait.
Yeah, we gotta watch this.
Wait, no. I think no lo he visto, but I think I know who you're talking about. It was this guy, the person that actually did the documentary that started with it. Was this guy like a vice president or running for president at one point?
Eso también es like one of my favorite movies. O sea que no sirve de nada cambiarme a Telegram.
Probably not. Probably not.
Pero I was gonna say under the
Al Gore, ese mismo. Al Gore, yes.
Yes. But I was gonna say, like in the same lines that Sparrow Wolf is saying, it was one of my favorite movies is The Day After Tomorrow.
Ooh, I love that movie.
I love that film. When that guy made that film, people said, "You are crazy." Le estaban diciendo al tipo, "Tú estás loco. This is never going to happen." And I think a year or many years after that, we see how climate change is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly. It's crazy. I see that movie now. Before I was like, oh, this is an adventure movie. This is fun, whatever. Que brutal. We've lived near New York and in Jersey for almost, it's going to be like 5 or 6 years, I believe. Pero we see the climate here, and we see that movie, and it's just like, yep, that happens every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna happen one day.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man.
And I want to say before I continue reading the comments, because now we actually started deviating from CD Projekt Red, which that technically was. So since we started deviating, let me just shut this down and let me read the comments real quick, and we can continue the topic. Does not stick, empezando porque el documental forjó en ellos lo que el mismo documental intentó criticar. Los manipuló a hacer algo. Exactly. Psycho Frank de absolutamente nada. Al Gore was, entonces Psycho Frank dicen que el Telegram es peor. Selling, yes. By the way, Psycho Frank, saludos. Thank you for being here, man. Like, I didn't say hi. Like, we didn't even know you were there. What's up, man?
Es que el comentario estuvo funny.
Yeah, that's why I was like. Y de eso sabe Psycho Frank. Ese tipo de contenido genera histeria colectiva y una respuesta sugestionada. De ahí hay un cambio en comportamiento que may or may not stick.
Yep.
Sorry, paramos ahora.
No, está bien. Like that's what we love having these conversations.
No, and this was actually the last. This was actually the last news of the night. Frank es vecino de ustedes ahora. Oh, en Jersey, yes. Saludos. Pero, I wanted to say something real quick. When you guys were talking about climate change is real in a sense. I don't know how real it is on how the north is, the ice is melting and stuff like that, because I don't study that kind of thing, but I know from how I live, and in the winter here has actually changed.
Sí.
The winter is actually grouped into April, from December, the beginning of December, all the way up into April, and it used to be at beginning of October all the way up to the end of February. Now, if we call that climate change, yes, but if the true study is that the Earth every so often years, like thousands of years or 500 years or so, starts changing its climax to actually survive, that's its natural state. That's how it's lived for, from what the studies have said, more than 60 million years. So it is natural. It could be natural what's happening with the climate change. And we only perceive it unnatural because we are living through these times that the Earth, takes its moment to actually adjust or change. Mm-hmm. Now, this is just a theory. I'm not a scientist or an expert. I'm just trying to come in with maybe some common sense as to how and why I'm seeing and feeling these temperatures at these times and all that kind of stuff. But that's why I'm not too scared about it. Like, is the Earth going to blow up? If it blows up, I hope it's an instant death. I think I'll be disintegrated really fast. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's what I think. And last comment right here. Uno de los problemas del docu de Al Gore y todavía se hace ahora es que pone toda la responsabilidad en las personas, mientras las corporaciones nos siguen vendiendo los productos que luego nosotros somos responsables por consumirlos. Exacto. Do we really have options? That's the thing. That is the thing.
Hey.
So and here's the thing. We do kind of have an option. The problem with that one option is that you start becoming isolated from the world. Now, whether it is a good thing or a bad thing, it could be a great thing, but everybody else around you won't think so. Most of them won't think like you.
When you start to do that, there's the social factor, el factor social de que mira, está mal, y es como que, pero porque I personally, I'm a very isolated person. ¿Tú me entiendes? I'm a person that I like my time to myself y a mí me gusta estar en casita, etcétera. Pero hay personas que ven eso como que, diablo, tú estás bien mal. Y that's not the case. O sea, es como que, mano, we could be here until like
forever talking about it. Al Gore is a corporate guy and we ate his arguments. Yeah, eso es un círculo y la larga un negocio que beneficia a unos y perjudica a otros. Yes, that's the thing about that's the real truth about humanity.
Yep.
And this is extremely cliche, and this is also something that what happened with the GameStop thing and the corporate people and stuff, because some 4 kids that were poor started doing what the corporate people, what the other rich people were doing, did it to them. Then they saw the actual hurt and the shark that they were trying to throw to people. The shark bit back and they said, "Whoa, wait."
Nope.
If you want to know about the story of GameStop and what happened in the stocks and Robinhood and all that, look it up. It is something that I'm glad it happened. But before we go, I think that's about it for all the comments.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So this is pretty much it, guys. Today we don't have. This is the second day that we don't have it thrown into the universe.
We're talking too much.
Yeah, talking too much. Like, that's the thing, but that's the point of it.
Well, no. I have one that I thought about it. We were watching. We talked about the Mummy. I was telling John that I think it would be fun if they make the Mummy inspired game. So I'll throw that into the universe. But
Mummy inspired game.
I don't have anything else. Así brutal.
That'd be fantastic. That'd be great.
I'll throw it into
Mummy fantastic. I mean, a Mummy fantastic game. I'm gonna throw one into the universe. And you got it. Okay? You got it. All right. I'm gonna throw into the universe the fact that if they are going to make the monster universe, take their time. Don't go stunt crazy. Worry about the craft. Worry about the story. The story is the most important thing. And
thank you.
And for those that are watching right now, why I'm talking about the Mummy is because earlier on the day, our a spotlight of the week in movies and TV, it was the Mummy collection that we watched this week. We saw the first movie and the second movie. and we're not going to watch again the third movie.
Jamás.
That was an example of either it should have stayed there or you should have crafted a better story. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about it, for like 20 minutes on why the third movie was kind of like a mistake. And that's the reason why the actress Rachel that does the character of Evie did not come back. Mm-hmm. But yes, I hope that they do a Monsters universe. I hope that is a fact. But they first need to worry about their craft and the importance of the story. And if it has elements that are supernatural, that is added later. Because the technology exists. The practicality of the monsters also works. Like if you guys haven't seen The Wolfman of Benicio del Toro, I actually
haven't seen that film.
I saw that movie with David. He showed it to me. That movie's practicality is really good. And I honestly was more scared at that werewolf than the werewolf of Van Helsing, which I loved as well. Which I freaking loved as well.
I'm going to show you An American Werewolf in London. Oíste.
What?
I'm going to show you An American Werewolf in London. That's on HBO. Para que you see that transformation scene, which is it's practical and it's freaking epic, mano. O sea, esa película, we're going to watch it. So, y ahí tú vas a decir.
Frank says, the story was confusing from the first to the second movie. She is extremely correct. Wait, what are we talking about?
The Mummy.
The Mummy's story was confusing from the first to the second movie.
I think lo de is it extremely correct es lo de American Werewolf in London.
Lo de extremely correct is Werewolf in London. Sorry. I was about to mention Benicio del Toro's Wolfman. Of course, bro.
Ah, sí, Psycho Frank dice yes.
Okay, it was confusing. Oh no, lo que tú dijiste.
So I would say it's a 20 to 30 minute scene of the guy transforming and everything is practical and it's mind blowing, man. O sea, I already told John, I saw that movie on HBO Max and I was like, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna watch it porque de verdad que eso es, si la de Benicio del Toro te dio miedo, that's gonna make you feel even worse. That's
it. Yeah. Y la iguana con rabia de pinche.
Llegó.
Ay, Dios mío. Ay.
I was watching a movie the other day. Yo creo que era the sequel to Journey to the Center of the Earth. Y yo dije, mira esta película, I'm going to show it to John, pero there's a whole sequence donde hay una iguana super grande. That movie was supposed to be 3D, so the iguana
I've seen it.
In her face.
I've seen the movie.
You've seen it? No, the second one, Journey to the
I've seen both.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Pues mira, viste.
Yeah, I've seen both films. A yo le va a encantar. Tú sabes que no. American Werewolf in London is an awesome movie. That's what he's trying to say.
It is.
Or maybe, of course, the Paris version is awful.
I haven't seen that one. I've only seen the American Werewolf.
The American Werewolf. Yes. And John tiene que haber gozado con Black Hunters and Spider. Fíjate.
No me acuerdo. Nosotros fuimos a verla. No, yo no la vi contigo. I didn't see it.
It was a weird feeling, but I kind of sustained it. Yeah.
We saw it in the quarantine.
Yeah.
We saw the Spider-Man.
I kind of sustained it. Porque it's not, if you do fake lizards.
He said Spider-Man, I'll pull through.
Yeah. If you do fake lizards like that, like that's not how the lizard would have been shown. Like its face is not like that at all. It should have like a long beak and stuff. I kind of absolved the fact that, okay, this is just a guy. But if it was a freaking lizard that looked like a lizard and they would look like you like this, then ahí sí que ya tú sabes, no. Killer Croc, same thing. He looked more human than the thing.
They need to look. I think that John tolerates them when it's in like films y they look kind of fake, pero when they look too real, ahí es que él dice,
when it's the
Espera.
real thing that actually doesn't do any harm to you, that's what I fear. But the ones that do harm, which is the
Y
film
los
one,
dragones de
los
los
dragones de
dragones
Game
de
of Thrones,
Khaleesi.
no te
Pero sí
preocupes. They don't exist. So I'm
pero
good.
los dragones de Game of Thrones están
They
épicos.
don't exist. That's
Eso es
I'm
otra
good with
cosa.
that.
Eso es otro set aparte, brother. Eso, otra
Yes.
categoría aparte.
So yeah, mine is if I want them to do the universe. I want them to do the monster universe, but please focus on the script and worry
Sí,
about the action later. Focus on the script. There needs to be a great story, like in the first Mummy, and the first Mummy followed up to the second one with the same story and gave us more background information on these characters from like 5,000 years ago, and it closed it up right there. So that was excellent. So, sorry, excuse me. Y en una combinación de Pepper. ¡Vete pa'l ¡Loco!
banéalo, te va a banear Sparrow.
¡Loco!
Ban ahí.
Cuando yo descubrí, when I discovered that pepper steak actually was used with lizards meat, yo no he comido desde ese momento más pepper steak. I haven't eaten pepper steak since that moment. I swear to God. I swear to God. Like, who would you like to direct these movies? Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Good question, Capjack. Mira, yo voy a tirar. I'm gonna throw this really randomly, pero.
Apoyo, vete pa'l... Bro, ustedes
mandándote el Gigi.
Bro.
Mira, I would like to see Denis Villeneuve direct one of these films. He was the director of Prisoners, Arrival, Sicario, Dune. He's one of my favorite directors. I love all of his films. I think he would make a good monster movie. Porque the good thing that Denis Villeneuve has is that he focuses on the story, guys. Y es algo que John has been mentioning it. This is my constant fight with everything that comes out today. Every story is bad. La mayoría de las historias son malas. Porque they only focus on action sequences or just blowing everything up. Y this happened to me personally with Transformers. I was a fan of the first one, pero the Transformers 2 until like I don't even know cuántas han salido, except por Bumblebee, que I haven't seen it. They got ruined for me because the script sucks. Y para mí, if a movie doesn't have a good script, que should be the base, the movie's not worth it for me, honestamente.
So I would say a combination between, and this might be cliche. I was like, oh, really? It's like, yes, I would say Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Ooh, okay. Jump from Star Wars to
Star Wars to the Monster Universe.
Ooh, they saved Star Wars for me, so
they saved Star Wars. They worked on, more Jon Favreau worked on the Marvel movies, and I think them changing gears like that with how they're working with the Mandalorian and everything else that they're doing, how they're paying attention and close attention to the craft and the story and the lore of all of these characters and make them feel like people really will love them. Mm-hmm. It's what I really appreciate. Now, the fact of why I use them is because they're doing these things with superheroes, with fictional characters. I mean, every movie has fictional characters, but what they're doing is out of this world. It's not based off on Earth, which they can just follow reality, aside from, Tony Stark's Earthling, whatever stuff and whatnot. You guys get me. But I think that them two, or just Jon Favreau, could do a magnificent job. Could do a magnificent job with that thing. So yeah. With that being said, that's it for us, guys. We're going to read the last thing. Dicen que saben apoyo. Por favor, váyanse para buen sitio.
Apoyo. No por mí. No por mí.
Apoyo bajillo.
Nos va a banear.
Well, guys, Sacho, no. Well, guys, thank you so much.
One last thing. We want to thank our subscribers. Sparrowwolf, Aldros, Johncito Bonito, Jan, Carlos y Sparrowwolf, que he gifted 5 subscriptions a Lord Mimi, a Cap Jack, al Watcher, a Spider Popo y creo que a mí también, a Ashtine, a mí misma. Pero we're really grateful for your support. We are transitioning now into the whole Twitch affiliate thing. We are starting to gear up for new content for you guys, and we're really excited for this new era of the Legacy universe. So thank you so much for being a part of that. Y stay tuned to YouTube, Facebook, y maybe Instagram. I'm going to upload the highlights from our Legacy Masters because we finished Resident Evil. Mira, mira, mira. Complete, mi gente. Thank you to everybody who was there for 6 episodes. We had fun y ya tiene el sello de completed. Así que
Legacy completed.
Boom. Ya tú sabes. Muchas gracias por el apoyo.
De verdad, mi gente. Thank you so much. Again, I'm gonna send this off. So thank you guys for being here with us. We really appreciate your support. Thank you for joining us today. Again, don't forget we stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and sometimes some miscellaneous streams here and there, like we did yesterday. We're trying to finish Resident Evil 7. We still haven't picked a game for Saturday. And we want to continue this 100% game completion. So we're going to try and pick linear games. We could be open world games, but linear enough that we don't deviate from the main plot, like Resident Evil games and stuff like that. We're also going to continue playing other games outside of that, but we really want to dedicate the Legacy Masters segment to 100% completion games. I feel like it's growing like that. And thank you again for Sparrowwolf for the name. It really picked up. So thank you again for that. Again, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays after 6 p.m. And follow us on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter as the same, The Legacy Universe, where we will update you about news, any new events, any new things that we are actually, what do you call it? Cooking up. We're cooking up. We're really excited for this new year and everything that we're going to create for this channel. So again, sending much love. Thank you guys again for being here with us. And
I'm gonna dejar ver si puedo tirar un raid que de la baqueta está online. Lo tiramos para allá.
Oh, yeah, for sure. While you do that, Reload. Remember, guys, Reload every Friday at 7 p.m. via Puerto Rico Comic Con's Facebook and YouTube. Ahí hablamos en español. We speak in Spanish there. We pretty much do the same thing that we do here, but in Spanish and like an hour and 30 minutes shorter. But all in Spanish. So if you guys have a Facebook, just jump right over there every Friday at 7 p.m. Puerto Rico time. That should be Central or Pacific. I'm not quite sure. I think that's Pacific. If I'm wrong, please correct me, guys. And here we go. We got Love, Bacalaito. Un placer, guys. Of course, mano. Cuídense. Stick around. Vamos a mandarle el raid a la baqueta.
Bueno, voy a mandarlo a Tech Vid Play porque de la baqueta se fue offline.
Se fue. Lo vamos a mandar para allá. Si le quieren dar saludo, if you guys want to say hi and then leave, for sure. But stick around. It's going to start in a couple of seconds.
Lo voy a zumbar ahora. Ahí está.
Ahora.
Bueno, mi gente, los vemos.
¿Cuál es el conteo?
Abrazo.